Well, the teams are making their way out here at Wembley Stadium. Remember, there is so much live football coming your way on the Talksport network. Monday night is game night. We'll bring you Bournemouth against Fulham in the Premier League. And on Talksport 2, the race for the Championship playoffs heats up. Coventry travel to Hull. Both of those games start at 8 o'clock. But first, Wembley is ready. It's a sea of blue and white. Will the League One champions Birmingham City pull off the double and cap off a sensational season in style, or will Posh upset the odds and become the first team to retain the EFL trophy? Taking you through the action, your top commentary team here on Talksport 2, the former Arsenal and EFL midfielder Adrian Clark, alongside your match commentator for this afternoon, Ian Danter.
Thank you, Ollie, and a very good afternoon to you wherever and however you're listening to TalkSport 2, and welcome to Wembley Stadium with two teams clashing in this EFL trophy final, looking for a record equalling third success in this competition. Indeed, Peterborough United can make history today by becoming the first team ever to successfully defend this trophy after their late triumph here against Wickham that landed them the cup last season. Standing in their way, a Birmingham City side who became League One champions under Chris Davis yesterday without even kicking a ball. The Blues won the EFL trophy the last time they were a third-tier side, winning in 1995 as part of a League Cup double at the old Wembley, with one of the very few golden goals used in cup finals to decide the outcome. Barry Fry was Birmingham manager that day, but he has been part of the Peterborough furniture for nigh on 30 years since leaving St Andrews in 1996. We are ready for the national anthem ahead of kickoffs. I'll bring you the teams shortly, but both teams are lined up ready for God Save the King. As you can tell, it's going to be a noisy afternoon at England's National Stadium as the handshakes begin and the Peterborough players work their way down the line. Darren Ferguson and Chris Davis, the two managers, break away. Darren Ferguson was Posh Both on both previous occasions when they won this cup, in 2004 and 2014, unbelievably. He also won it as a player with Wrexham in 2005. He is bidding today to become the first manager to win it 3 times. Let's run through the team news for you. These two teams met on Tuesday in League One action. Birmingham won 2-1, and we wondered how much of a reflection those lineups would have on today's and how many changes were made. Well, it was a bit of a phony war in the end. 6 changes for Birmingham and 4 for Peterborough. Here are the lineups, and I'll start with Birmingham City. Ryan Alsop, their goalkeeper. A 4-2-3-1 with Ethan Laird, Christoph Clara, Ben Davis and Alex Cochrane in defence. Tomoki Iwata and Pek Seung-ho, the holding midfielders, and then Kieran Dow, Willem Williamson and Keshi Anderson behind top scorer Jay Stansfield in attack. The Birmingham bench: Peacock, Farrell, May, Jutkiewicz, Leonard, Gardner-Hickman, Harris and Hanley. As for Peterborough, 4 changes from that 2-1 defeat at London Road on Tuesday. Jed Steer returns in goal as one of those changes. A back 4 in front of him of James Donnelly, Oscar Wallin, Emmanuel Fernandez and Harley Mills. Archie Collins and Hector Cipriano will anchor the midfield. And then Kwame Poku, Malik Mothersill, Abraham Odo and Ricky J. Jones make up a very live wire front 4. The Posh bench: Bila Kapic, de Havilland, Con Clark, Hayes, Lindgren, Sissoko and Katongo. And after about 2 weeks of unbroken sunshine, it seems, around the UK, it is absolutely hosing it down ahead of kick-off. As I say, a very good afternoon to my compadre for the day, former EFL winger, former Arsenal winger, Adrian Clark. What are your thoughts, Clarkie?
Good afternoon. Yeah, I can't wait for the game. I think we're in for a really attack-minded match between two teams that want to go out there and score goals. We've had 2 wins for Birmingham against Bosch this season, 3-2 and 2-1. And I can envisage both teams potentially scoring here beneath the arch this afternoon. But look, all of the pressure really is on Birmingham. They're the red-hot favourites, but do not write off Darren Ferguson and Peterborough. They like Wembley, and they've got bags of pace and talent in forward areas. They can make a good game of this, I think.
And let's see whether technology works or not this afternoon, because there's a remote control car now coming out onto the pitch from the mouth of the tunnel with the match ball. We've seen this a few times at World Cups and Champions League finals, steering about as well as I was down the Wembley High Road early this morning, trying to avoid the traffic. But it's deposited itself, this car, right next to the referee, Ben Speedy, who picks the ball up. Elsewhere, 2 huddles, the Birmingham players in their change strip of all black with bright orange numbers. Peterborough in their first choice kit of all blue. And it's Birmingham who will get us underway. They'll be defending the west end of the stadium to our right. Myself and Adrian and Ollie were in the north stand here at St Andrews, pretty much bang on the halfway line. The Birmingham fans to our right in the west end, the Peterborough fans to our left in the east end. I say Birmingham fans to our right, but they're also directly opposite us in the very top tiers of the stadium, and they sold over 43,000 tickets. There may be as many as 50,000 Blue Noses here today. Jay Stansfield gets the Virtue Trophy final for 2025 underway on Talksport 2. And straight away Ryan Alsop looks to float the ball down the right-hand side for Ethan Laird. Peterborough head it clear, and Ben Davis, on loan from Rangers, sends the ball back to Ryan Alsop, who immediately drives the ball out to this left-hand side, looking for Keshi Anderson, but it's overhit, and Dornelli will have an early throw for Peterborough. 0-0.
Yeah, well, Dornelli is 19, and Harley Mills at left-back is also 19 for Peterborough United. So much faith shown in those 2 young players by Darren Ferguson in the team selection, and you know, it's exciting to see how they're going to fare today. You know, can they handle this occasion? Hopefully they can, but they're both going to have their hands full with Dow and with Keshi Anderson.
Well, if there's one thing that characterised Peterborough's run to the final, it was goals. They scored 20 compared to Birmingham's 16, and 7 goals came in one game for Birmingham against Fulham's under-21s. They've been very, very good in front of goal, have Peterborough United. Malik Mothersill, 4 goals to his name in this trophy, same as Jay Stansfield, who's now trying to close down Jed Steer, the Peterborough goalkeeper. He'll be motivated today, once of Aston Villa, in between the sticks for the Posh. Now Odo gets the ball into the centre circle, and Mothersill trying to release Ricky J. Jones through the centre, but the pass was too firmly struck and skidded off this increasingly slippery surface and through to Alsop. 0-0 with a minute gone.
One of the big changes that Darren Ferguson has made successfully is putting Malik Mothersill in as number 10. Joel Randall, the former captain, was sold to Bolton, and it was either or previously, Mothersill or Jay Jones up front. Sometimes Mothersill will be crowbarred into one of the wide positions, but he's reinvented himself as a rampaging number 10, a little bit Morgan Rogers style, because he's quick, and I think that those 2 are going to be a handful potentially for Birmingham City today.
I saw him score a sensational goal in this competition last year at Blackpool when Peterborough made their way to the final. Of course, they ended up getting it done against Wycombe Wanderers late on. Harrison Burrows with 2 strikes, one of the really talented players that ended up moving on from London Road in the summer. 2 minutes gone, 0-0. Long kick downfield from Jed Steer, but Clara can allow it to bounce through to Alsop at the edge of the area, although Ricky J. Jones was interested in trying to close down the space. Davis gives it out to the Birmingham left-back Cochrane, and he rolls it down this near left-hand side to Keshi Anderson, who gets it back from Willem Willemsen, and he's going to have a run at Oscar Wallin down the Birmingham left-hand side. Tries to cut inside Wallin, didn't take the ball with him, and Peterborough won the ball back, and will get it up towards the halfway line, where Poku, under pressure from Cochrane, knocks it intelligently back to Collins. 0-0.
Yeah, good driving run, wasn't it, from Keshi Anderson down the left-hand side. Wallin did enough in the end, but can't help but feel Anderson fell over on the ball.
Here's Willemsen winning the ball back high up for Birmingham, up to the edge of the area, beats Stansfield across the face of goal and a good 2 or 3 yards wide of Jed Steer's right-hand post. First shot across the bows comes from Birmingham City on 3 minutes, but Stansfield was well wide. Goal kick, 0-0.
Well, you expect better, don't you, of Jay Stansfield? He's had an outstanding campaign. Peterborough have the ball, and Odo gives it away in a really bad area. It's a risky square pass. Willemsen intercepts, feeds it wide, and Stansfield, the angle's nice for him just to look towards driving it low and hard into the far corner, but he drags the shot. It's about 5 yards wide in the end.
I saw Doniel Mallon score a goal for Aston Villa at Southampton yesterday from a similar position. What a crisp strike that was from him. 0-0. Birmingham win a free kick on halfway as Hector Cipriano is adjudged to have fouled Willemsen. Hector the Protector, as he's known. The Cypriot sitting in front of the Peterborough back four.
Yeah, he's a key man. Yeah, just thinking about that Odu slip up. Yeah, you can't afford to give a team like Birmingham a leg up today. There's no doubt about that. You've got to keep mistakes like that to a minimum.
Ball's back on the halfway line with Pek Sung Ho, who hits a diagonal ball into out, looking for Ethan Laird. Fully 60 yards that ball. Cushioned on the right thigh of Ethan Laird. Wants to play a 1-2 with Iwata. Gets it back. Beats his man. Gets to the dead ball line. 3 to pull it back to Ethan Laird. Moving his way into the area and wins a corner in the end. Back came the defender. Harley Mills put it behind. Birmingham City's first corner of the game away to our left. 0-0.
Wow, that is outstanding play. It really is from Ethan Laird. He just chops the ball from 1 foot to the next to get past Odu. He just leaves him for dead. Gets to the byline. And then he's looking to pick somebody out. It's well defended in the end from Archie Collins, but tremendous from the fullback.
So it will be a corner kick that Kieran Dow will take on the far side of the field. A left-footed ball drilled to the far post. Laird helps it back across the face of goal. Clara tried a volley around the penalty spot, blocked at source. Peterborough get it clear, but Peck retrieves it for Birmingham just by the centre circle. 0-0. And the Korean midfielder now has it back and plays a square ball in field, missing at Clara for Ben Davies, who's been on loan at Birmingham City from Rangers this season. There is a hope in the Birmingham hierarchy that can be made permanent, because him and Clara have been one of the reasons for Birmingham's solidity this season. Ball given away by Willemsen. Dornelli did well, looking for Pocker on this right-hand side. Just wriggles away from Willemsen and from Anderson. Plays the through ball, looking for Odo on the run into the area, but also swiftly off his line to claim. But there were 2 Peterborough players over on that left-hand side, and Pocker just slightly overhit the pass. 0-0.
Well, if there's one Peterborough player that gets in the Birmingham side, I'm telling you now, it's Kwame Pocker. And he might actually be in their side next season.
He has been linked, yes.
He has been strongly linked. That was brilliant play. Lovely little turn. And he wants to play the ball to Odo. He's looking for it. By the time he plays it, just the angle of the pass is wrong. And it's always angling towards the goalkeeper. It made him the favourite.
Pocker is one of a number of Peterborough players who played in last year's final. 5 in all. Steer, Collins, Pocker, Jay Jones and Cipriano all started the game against Wickham here 12 months ago. Birmingham City 0, Peterborough 0. 6.5 minutes gone on Talksport 2. Cochrane lofts the ball down the left-hand side, putting Dornelli under pressure, but he does well, the young right-back for Peterborough. And then Poku gives it back to him. Steer available for a pass back on the dead ball line, and he gets the ball clear. Ball bounces away from both Jay Jones and Peck, and then Davies heads it out to this near side, and Cipriano does well, protects the ball for Peterborough, sends it down their right-hand side, but Birmingham tidy up. Then it comes back down the Peterborough right again for Ricky J. Jones, playing the ball in field for Malik Mothersill. Right-hand side of the area, angle's tight, trying to work the angle for a shot maybe. Tries to send it across to Cipriano, who pushed forward, and eventually Birmingham get it clear by Ryan Alsop, just putting his right foot through it. Panic inside the Birmingham City penalty area, 0-0.
Well, it's Ethan Laird, who's just been dynamic down on the right wing, who makes a vital interception inside the box. He falls on the ball. It's really good play, actually, between Jay Jones and Mothersill. Jay Jones puts Mothersill away. The angle's too tight. He has to hold the ball up and wait for support. And in the end, a brilliant interception from Laird denies him.
In the Premier League, Chelsea have got a goal back at home to Ipswich. It was 2-0 to the Tractor Boys at half-time. It is now Chelsea 1, Ipswich 2, Sunday session with Sam Matterface and Perry Groves, keeping you in touch over on Talksport with everything that's going on in the Premier League this afternoon. Spurs 2-0 down at Wolves at half-time. Liverpool 1-up against West Ham at the break in the other 2 o'clock kickoffs. Here it's 0-0 between Birmingham City and Peterborough United. Poku, fleet of foot out on this right-hand side for Posh as they attack the west end of the ground that the Birmingham fans are situated in. And Peterborough have kept possession well and worked it back via Archie Collins to Oscar Walling, their right-sided centre-half. Dornelli, who gives the ball back to Walling, but asked a lot of him. Was he dispossessed? Down he went, and he was clipped by Stansfield, who disagrees with that decision. But he was under pressure from the pass sent across to him by Dornelli. Did well, did Oscar Walling, but he was clipped by Jay Stansfield, says the referee. 0-0.
I'm not so sure. I don't think Jay Stansfield clips him. I think he slips, he falls over, and maybe in his eagerness to win the ball, it's Williamson that makes contact, and that's why he gets punished. I think he runs into the defender as he's trying to get up off of his haunches. He's a lucky boy there, no doubt about it.
Oscar Walling is one of 2 players who joined from the Degerfors club in Sweden at Peterborough over the summer. The other one is on the bench, Gustav Lindgren, who's a forward player. So a throw-in to Birmingham City, who won the League One title yesterday without kicking a ball. Wrexham could only draw at Wigan, and they needed to win to keep the faint hopes of a title race alive. But that was done and dusted by that 0-0 draw. Ethan Laird striding forward for Birmingham over the halfway line. Everything to his left, just stops for a moment, turns and knocks it back to Clara on halfway. Centre-half partner Davis now receives the ball in the centre circle. Back to Christoph Clara. Pek Sung-ho plays a first-time ball over the top down the right-hand side, again looking for Ethan Laird. Mills does the best he can at left-back, but Ethan Laird's got it. Tries to twist and turn and get to the dead ball line. Can't put a cross in yet, trying to nutmeg Mills, and he wasn't having any of that, the young left-back. Got it clear, but only as far as Clara. Pek Sung-ho has it again for Birmingham City. Plays a short 1-2 with Willem Williamson. He's only just ahead of the centre circle. Plays the ball back into square to Cochrane. Now out to this left-hand side for Birmingham City and Keshi Anderson. 0-0. 10 minutes gone on Talksport 2. It's been pretty even, Adrian Clark.
I'm enjoying the game. Yeah, Birmingham City very, very controlled in possession, and they look a class act, but Peterborough carry a threat. Poku, Jay Jones, Mothersill all had lively starts to this match.
Well, here is Peck down the left-hand side. In slides Dornelli. Good challenge from the young fullback, but it's a Birmingham throw. 0-0 here in the Women's FA Cup semi-final. Manchester United are 1-0 up at Manchester City's Academy Stadium, just across the way from the Etihad. Winners of that Manchester derby will play Chelsea in the final. They beat Liverpool yesterday, as Sonia Bonpastor's team keep pummeling on towards the potential quadruple.
Yeah, I mean, they left it pretty late, but they got there.
Cross from Williamson, headed away for Peterborough. Looked like a foul by Iwata on Mothersill in the centre of the half, a pullback on the shirt. May just be a ticking off for the Japanese midfielder. May not even be that. That could have been classed as a professional foul, but Peterborough get the free kick, 0-0.
It's the sort of foul that normally brings on a caution. Very cynical for Iwata. They've started the game well. What you can see Birmingham want to do is they bring in Dow off the right-hand side. He drifts in, and then Ethan Laird bombs on, and they're always looking for that switch pass from left to right. He's got in a couple of times already, the right back. Peterborough just have to get to grips with that because it won't be a surprise to them.
Both managers hands in pockets at the edge of their technical area, and Darren Ferguson wheels away in a bit of dismay after a long ball downfield goes way over the head of Ricky J. Jones and through to Ryan Alsop, the Birmingham City keeper. He strikes the ball right-footed, looking once again for Laird to make a run down the right-hand side. Quite often gets in front of Dowell down that Birmingham City right in the 4-2-3-1. Steer clears. I'm a poet and I didn't know it, but it's tidied up at the back. And back with Alsop once again. 0-0 on Talksport 2 in the Virtue Trophy final.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was mentioning. You know, Laird will go beyond Dowell. You know, they almost work as a tag team at times. It's really fluid.
Well, here Peterborough come forward again. Down the inside right channel with Kwame Poku. Great quick feet from him. And then he goes over the challenge of Cochrane. And Peterborough win a free kick. About 25 yards from goal. To the right of centre. Favours a left-footed strike. And once again, Kwame Poku showed terrific skill to get away from two Birmingham challenges and drawing the foul.
Oh, he's a player. Kwame Poku has fabulous feet. He's got brilliant balance and he just drifts past players, one foot to the next. Excellent skill from him. Draws the foul from Cochrane, who's a terrific left back in his own right, but he's all at sea there. Brings him down, and I tell you what, this is in perfect Poku territory, I would suggest. To the right of the D, probably about 24 yards out from goal. He will fancy this.
Well, he scored 12 goals, but none in the EFL trophy this season, Kwame Poku. And he's standing over this free kick. Although, actually, he's left it for Harley Mills, the young left back.
That's a surprise.
Four-man Birmingham wall just inside the 18-yard line. Big chance for Peterborough here with this free kick. It's going to be Harley Mills, who took over from Harrison Burrows last year. Goes for goal, finds the goal. Oh, what a hit! Harley Mills puts the push ahead. The left back who took over from Harrison Burrows last season channels the spirit of the man who won the trophy for Peterborough last season to put them ahead with a sensational free kick right into the postage stamp. 14 minutes gone at Wembley. It's Birmingham City 0, Peterborough United 1.
Well, this is magic from Mills, it really is. We saw Declan Rice last week produce two phenomenal free kicks. This is in that class. This is in the postage stamp. Top corner. It's got whip on it, it's got bend, it's got dip, it's got everything you need to produce a worldie of a free kick, and we really have a game on our hands now. What a moment that is here at Wembley Stadium.
Just 21 years of age, Harley Mills, an academy graduate who got promoted to the first team last season, and he's another one that will have enjoyed that, being once a Villa Academy youngster. And the underdogs are ahead at Wembley on Talksport 2. Birmingham City 0, Peterborough 1. A moment that Harley Mills will remember for the rest of his career, no matter what.
Rest of his life. And look, I don't think any Posh fan is ever going to forget that moment. That is incredible. It's a world-class free kick, isn't it? It's unsavable. It's got, as I described there, it has everything on it that you need to beat a keeper from that kind of range. It raised eyebrows when he basically pulled rank and said, no, I'm having it. I know that you're the main man here, but I fancy this. And when you do that to a senior player, you better make sure you do a good job. And well, he couldn't have done anything better there. Absolutely phenomenal.
So the Peterborough fans full of song. And Poku again tries to release Otto into the area left-hand side, takes a touch, shot is blocked by Laird and goes behind for a corner. That was very nearly a chance for 2-0 for Peterborough. They have a corner and they're 1-0 up.
Well, he's dozing, isn't he? Ethan Laird gets caught ball watching. The ball's played in behind him by Motherson. It's a brilliant pass to Odo, but the recovery from Laird, well, that saves a goal. It saves a near certain goal. Should have been 2-0.
Well, Mills is going across to take the corner kick from the far side, where the West End meets the South. Be a left-footed outswinger then from Peterborough's goalscorer. Plays it short to Collins, 25 yards out, whips it into the area, the one headed behind without too much certainty there by Ben Davis. It just landed on his head and deflected behind for a second corner in quick succession to Peterborough, who lead 1-0 on Talksport 2.
Yeah, and they smell blood. You know, Birmingham are rattled, make no mistake, by that goal. There's nothing really they can do about the strike. It's just too good. But they've got to be careful here and concentrate hard, Birmingham City, because Posh, the tails are very much up.
Mills with their second corner. This one is played into the box, to the far post. Heads go up, drops beyond the far post, and Iwata will bring it away for Birmingham City. plays the ball infield, little touch into the centre circle, looking for Stansfield from Dowell, but there's Archie Collins back there to clear things up for Peterborough and get the ball back to Jed Steer. His clearance downfield straight onto the chest of Clara, back for Cochrane, and now Birmingham City's players, and indeed Chris Davis rather, at the edge of his technical area. I've got to find a way to settle back into this game because Peterborough are all over them like a rash at the moment, Adrian Clark.
Yeah, they're buzzing. The adrenaline is coursing through their veins. Just an amazing moment for Peterborough, for the youngster Harley Mills as well. You know, this is a kid at the start of this season. He was on loan at Enfield Town, and look where he is today. You know, in front of, I don't know how many's here, 70,000.
Teo Idun would probably be playing in that position were it not for the red card he picked up recently for Peterborough for violent conduct.
Yeah, and God, you know, Boise paid a heavy price for that. But, you know, Mills is a player that I know Peterborough United like a lot. And, you know, if he can score goals like that on a regular basis, he'll certainly be the next Harrison Burrows, who was a legend, of course, that was the hero of last season's final.
Birmingham 0, Peterborough 1 on Talksport 2. Anderson wrestles control down the left-hand side and gets away from Donnelly. Again, as he did a little earlier, kind of forgets to take the ball with him for a moment. Still has it, though. Knocks it back to Cochrane. Rolls his foot on the ball and tries to whip across in left-footed from deep, but that's blocked by the backside of Cornamir Poku, and the Peterborough fans love it. Iwata in the centre circle now for Birmingham. Finds Clara, stroked out to the right-hand side, and Dowell. Laird once again is ahead of Kieran Dowell. Lays it back to Christoph Clara. Now Kieran Dowell tight to the far touchline. Odo closing down the space. Works the ball in field. Iwata, heavy touch, couldn't get the ball under control. And Emmanuel Fernandez cleared his lines for Peterborough United.
I was thinking about the goal and how it was won. It was won by a player that wants to take on opponents with the ball at his feet. You know, Kwame Poku. That bravery, that courage to go and have a go has brought some reward for his team.
Here's Alex Cochrane for Birmingham City on halfway. Plays a crossfield pass left to right, looking for Laird. Mills clears it, and he was barged into rather untidily by Ethan Laird as well. And he's just holding his head as he lies on the turf, Harley Mills. Spurs have got a goal back in the Premier League at Molineux. Mattis Tell makes it Wolves 2, Spurs 1 in the Premier League. They're going around the grounds on the Sunday session over on Talksport. They're also keeping in touch with the final round of the Masters later. Rory with a chance to win. So the latest scores in the Premier League: Chelsea 1, Ipswich 2, Liverpool 1, West Ham 0, Wolves 2, Tottenham 1, and Manchester United's women still leading at Manchester City in that FA Cup semi-final. But here at Wembley Stadium, as we approach the midway point of the first half, it is Birmingham City 0, Peterborough United 1. A quite wonderful free kick from 21-year-old Harley Mills that kissed the underside of the crossbar and beat Ryan Alsop all ends up.
Unsavable. Just as good a free kick as you'll see.
Better than Declan Rice's? Speak to an Arsenal man here.
It's at the same level. I don't know if a Rice's can actually be beaten, especially on the second one. But
sorry, I put you on the spot there.
It's Real Madrid as well. Come on, but it's in the same ballpark.
Kieran Dowell gets away down the right-hand side for Birmingham City. Laird sprinting ahead of him, tries to get it inside the box, goes down under pressure from Fernandez. Corner given. Fernandez got the final touch on the ball. Laird was claiming he was fouled, but Ben Speedy says that's a corner kick to Birmingham City. 1-0 Peterborough.
No foul for me. Another barnstorming run from the Birmingham right back. He's been everywhere. He's covered a lot of ground already. Laird. It's a really good overlap. They're sort of holding each other a little bit there, and then it's a clean tackle in the end from Fernandez. It's a bit awkward, but not a penalty for me.
So Birmingham have a corner in front of the Peterborough fans away to our left-hand side on the far side of the field. Kieran Dowell is going to take it. He does have a short corner option there in Keshi Anderson. Plenty of players in the 6-yard box pushing and shoving. Referee says, please take the corner. I mean, you've got Dornelli and Stansfield wrestling. In comes the kick, looking for Laird at the near post. And the referee says that Stansfield was showing James Dornelli far too much attention, blew his whistle, and Peterborough get a free kick. Birmingham 0, Peterborough 1, midway through the first half on Talksport 2 in the Virtue Trophy final. Adrian Clark.
Yeah, well, we have got ourselves a proper final, haven't we? The underdogs take the lead with an unbelievable goal, and they're starting to believe that they can cause the big upset. Darren McAntony described this as David versus Goliath 2 in terms of this week's football for them. I mean, lost the first game against Birmingham. They're in a great spot here.
There's a head injury for Ben Davies, who won the header on halfway, and even though Birmingham were attacking, the referee had to stop play because there was a bump on the side of the head of Ben Davies as he got it clear.
Yeah, it's only right. And I'll tell you what, it's a good stoppage, a very good stoppage for Birmingham, because it gives the opportunity for Chris Davis to get his players in, to have a little tactical regroup. I think he's been waiting for a moment like this to calm his team down.
In the Women's FA Cup semi-final, it's now 2-0 to Manchester United at the Manchester City Academy Stadium. And Wolves are now 3-1 up at home to Tottenham Hotspur. They've got that 2-goal cushion back again at Molineux. They're taking you around the grounds on Talksport. We mentioned Arsenal and Real Madrid. I shouldn't fail to mention that second leg is live on Talksport on Wednesday night from the Bernabeu. Adrian, Jim and Stuart will be out there for full match commentary. I'll be at Villa Park with Adrian and Andy Townsend on Tuesday to see whether Aston Villa can overturn that 3-1 deficit against Paris Saint-Germain. We've also got some football for you tomorrow night from both Premier League and Championship. Bournemouth-Fulham is our Monday night game night exclusive at 8. Sam Matterface and Troy Deeney, who's here today, will be your commentary team for that. And at the same time, pivotal game at both ends of the Championship where relegation and playoff issues are concerned. Hull City against Coventry City also kicks off at 8. Mark Wilson and Chris Iwelumo will be at the MKM for that. And as well as Real Madrid Arsenal on Wednesday night, Newcastle against Crystal Palace. And I would hope against hope that by Wednesday, Eddie Howe, who we know is in hospital at the moment and is not attending today's game against Manchester United, he will be well enough to attend. And I think we all send our best wishes to Eddie and for a speedy recovery.
Yeah, we certainly do. Yeah, hopefully he'll at least be out of hospital by the time that match kicks off. I think there might be a nose injury here for Davis.
Yeah, he's still getting treatment. You've missed none of the action here since the break in play. Both sets of players have taken on fluid and taken on some words from their respective managers. Davis now back on his feet and will come off the field for a moment. I don't think there's any danger of him not coming back on.
Yeah, I think he's had the cotton wool up the nose.
Oh, the old marshmallow,
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's stuck up there, but it's a whack on the nose. Might be a broken nose, but you kind of just got to crack on with it, I think.
Crack on with it, very good.
I think so, yeah.
He's here all week.
I am.
He's Adrian Clark.
Accidental, I'll admit it. Yeah.
No, don't say that once you've done it.
I know. Just got to be honest.
Birmingham City 0, Peterborough United 1 on Talksport 2. 26 minutes played. We're going to start with an uncontested drop ball and Birmingham will keep possession, but Ben Davis will have to wait that regulation 30 seconds before he can come back on and give us a full complement of 11 against 11. Iwata's dropped into that centre-half role for a moment. He tries to hit a crossfield pass left to right for Laird, but overhits that. Goes sailing out of play for a Peterborough throw, bang on halfway on the far side of the field. So if you're just tuning in, a quite sensational free kick from Peterborough's young left-back, Harley Mills, put Peterborough United ahead, fully 25 yards out, right into the postage stamp. And the underdogs of Peterborough United, you heard from our friends at William Hill before the game that Birmingham were very short price favourites. Well, the game's playing out very differently so far. Davis back on the field, 11 against 11. Stansfield looks to release Laird down the right hand side. Mills goes down, he was clipped by Laird. free kick goes Peterborough United's way, and that's incensed the fans away to our right-hand side, wearing the blue and white of Birmingham.
Oh, I think Peterborough United fans will be clearly buzzing with the goal and the way that their team have played, but also in the way that they're nullifying Birmingham City. You know, Chris Davis's side, the champions, haven't had a shot on target yet.
Steer clears just in time from Stansfield, who's sliding in as he was trying to clear from inside his own 6-yard box. That was a hairy moment. And the ball's been won back by Birmingham against it. No, Wallin steps in, gets it half clear, and then ball played through to the goalkeeper. Well, Iwata thought he was fouled by Archie Collins, and the referee thought he was going to blow his whistle to give a free kick because no advantage had been won by Birmingham City, and then kept his whistle in his pocket.
I don't think he saw it. I think it's as simple as that.
Quickly taken throw from Birmingham, finds Stansfield trying to head the ball over Fernandez in the area. Fernandez, poor clearance, but Pocker will try and get the ball further clear for the Posh, and he does. Jay Jones runs into trouble, but then Mothersill picks up the ball and hustles his way into the Birmingham half. Releases Jay Jones, right-hand side of the area, gets to the byline, tries to pull the ball back. It hits Davis, then hits Jay Jones, and ends up going behind for a Birmingham City goal kick. But more evidence of just how dangerous Peterborough United are on the counter-attack. They lead 1-0 as we approach the half hour on Talksport 2.
It's a major threat. Pace will always worry opponents, no matter how good they are. And that is great link-up play. Back heel from Jay Jones to Mothersill, and Mothersill loves playing those little through balls to his strike partner. Jay Jones is away, makes a bit of a hash of it in the end, stumbles over the ball, but I'll tell you what, Birmingham City's back four, certainly the centre-halves, they're nervous, very edgy.
Anderson gets the better of Dornelli down the Birmingham City left, gets to level with the 18-yard line, checks his run, lays it back into midfield for Peck Seung-ho. Peck driving down the left-hand side of the area, slips, and that allows Dornelli just enough time to toe poke it out for a throw on this greasy surface, although the rain appears to have stopped here at Wembley Stadium now. 1-0 Peterborough.
Yeah, it's been so long since it rained. I think players have forgotten how to play in these conditions. I've never seen a half where so many players have been slipping.
Peck, left-hand side of the area, lofts a high ball to the far stick, cushioned header down from Laird. Willemsen trying to tee up Iwata, who got there in the end, and then a long ball sent down the left-hand side for Otto, but it's overhit, and the Peterborough number 10 won't. He is quick, but he's not that quick. Birmingham City get a throw, which they put straight back into play and back to their goalkeeper, Ryan Alsop. There was a thought at the start of the season that Alsop and Bailey Peacock-Farrell were levels your devils in terms of who was going to be the number one keeper, but Alsop has definitely assumed that role as the season has gone on. Finds Clara, right-hand corner of his own penalty area. Short pass for Iwata. Relatively high press from Peterborough. Cipriano looking to close down the space, but Birmingham trying to play through that press. Peck inside his own half. Neat ball up to Iwata, who can drive into the Peterborough half. Flicks it out to Laird on the right wing. Stansfield moving into the penalty area. Laird trying to go on the outside of Mills to the dead ball line. Goes down. Fouled at the edge of the penalty area. Now, is that going to be given as a corner or a free kick? Because the linesman on the far side was flagging Jonathan Bickerdike. And that may well be given as a free kick right at the edge of the area at the dead ball line down the right-hand side of the box rather than a corner kick.
Yeah, it is outside the box. I think it is a free kick. He slides in, doesn't win the ball, and he does take the legs away from Laird, the goal scorer Mills. It was a bit of a rash challenge, if truth be told. Should have stayed at his feet there. But in his desperation to block the cross, he goes to ground, and yeah, he can have no arguments. So this is...
It's a short corner.
Yeah, it's the hockey short corner. It's literally 1 yard away from the byline on, well, a couple of inches outside the edge of the box here.
Kieran Down placing the ball carefully down that right-hand side of the area, about 2 yards from the dead ball line, I guess, where he's placed the ball.
Yeah, he's moved it a little bit. He's a very good exponent of the dead ball. Dowell, what can he come up with here?
Going to whip it in left-footed, maybe towards the near post. Most players are well marked, although Iwata waiting at the edge of the area in case it's rolled back to him. I think Mothersill's got half an eye on him. Driven in by Dowell and headed over the bar by Mills for a corner to Birmingham City on this near side. There was width on that free kick from Dow, but Mills, the first defender at the near post, was equal to it.
I think he shoots, and I would have shot there as well because the goalkeeper isn't expecting it. You've got to be so precise with the little clip there. I think he just thought, I'm going to whip this towards that top corner. If it goes in, bonus. But unluckily for him, there's a little nick on it from Mills.
Adrian Clark there showing how greedy he was as a player. Corner kick to Birmingham City. He's not, I'm kidding. Dow going to take it. This will be a left-footed outswinger from just down to our left-hand side. Heads go up. Davies can't get some purchase on the header, and Archie Collins has got plenty of time out on the left-hand side to lob it downfield for Peterborough to clear their lines. Mothersill trying to get the better of Cochrane on that far side, but runs out of room, and Birmingham City get a throw. 12 minutes to half-time on Talksport 2. It is still Birmingham City 0, Peterborough United 1 in the Virtue Trophy final.
Well, it's the third time Posh have played Birmingham this season. They've scored in every game. What they'll be hoping for is that in this particular matchup they don't concede, and they've conceded 5 goals across those previous 2 meetings, so it'll be some achievement for them to keep a clean sheet here at Wembley. They might need that second goal, but so far so good. I have to say they've shown a real high level of resilience, Peterborough.
Well, the one player from a Birmingham point of view who's yet to really get into the game is Willem Williamson, although he's making a run over the halfway line, wanting to be fed by Peck, but he will flick the ball to his left for Cochrane, the left back, who's about 10 yards inside Peterborough territory. Under pressure from Poku, has to work it back to Davis on the halfway line. Now Anderson, quick ball infield to Williamson, gives it back to Anderson, rides the challenge of Cipriano, gets up to the edge of the area, tries to roll it through for Stansfield, but it's an overhit pass, and Steer can claim comfortably on his 6-yard line. Peterborough 1, Birmingham 0.
Oh, that was much better, wasn't it, from Birmingham? You see Anderson and Williamson combining, nice little 1-2, and then he gets himself into a position, Keshi Anderson, where I think he can unleash. He can potentially have a shot. He's unselfish. He tries to play in the striker Stansfield, but the ball skidded on too quickly and into the goalkeeper's arms.
I think Birmingham supporters think that rule's already come in about goalkeepers not being allowed to hold on to the ball for more than 8 seconds. Let's see how that works next season, shall we, Adrian Clark?
Yeah, well, let's see if it's enforced. If it's policed properly, it can work. But if the officials don't clamp down on it, nothing will change. Let's see. But look, Birmingham have got to be better than what we've seen so far. You're right about Williamson. He's not really been in the game. I think the midfield too haven't been as dominant as expected. Iwata and Peck. I would say that Collins and Cipriano have done a really solid job in the heart of the engine room.
Here is Dowell, inside right channel, plays it down the wing for Ethan Laird, cross into the box, nervous clearance from Fernandez, but he's helped up by Otto, who does get it downfield. Mothersill unmarked, able to chest the ball down. Poku inside his own half, running out of room, still manages to get the ball back to Dornelli, who tries to clear, hits it against Anderson, looked like a pull on the shirt of Keshi Anderson there. And the free kick's been given, or rather the throw-in's been given, but I thought that Dornelli just had a pull on the collar of Keshi Anderson's shirt as he won the ball back.
Yeah, he might have got away with that one, the youngster. But yeah, Keshi Anderson's having an increasing influence for Birmingham, and it shouldn't be a surprise. I think he's had a really excellent season. There's a lot of competition for the wing spots at Birmingham. They've signed a few players in the summer, but he's the one that's been sort of nailed down to play on the left.
Well, he's stayed injury-free largely, and that's been Keshi Anderson's problem during the course of his career. Emil Hansen, you're right, was signed. Scott Wright, under the loanee from Rangers. There have been a few options. And Birmingham have possession inside their own half. Iwata plays a little 1-2, lovely cushion header from Dowell to give it back to him, and Cipriano was pulling back on Tomoki Iwata. Holds his hands out as if to say, what, I didn't do anything. Does Cipriano, but it is a free kick to Birmingham just over the halfway line. 1-0 Peterborough, 8 minutes to half-time on Talksport 2.
Yeah, what a first half it's been for the Posh. Absolutely love Wembley, don't they? They tend to come here and win. And even though not many were fancying them here this afternoon, they've put on a good first half performance. Better than good, much better than good actually. I think with and without the ball, they've been terrific. They're
in front, and Jed Steer still hasn't had a save to make. Throw in for Birmingham, finds Pek Sung-ho 30 yards out. Flicks it to his right for Iwata. Iwata looks early for Anderson inside the box, but the cross isn't high enough and well dealt with by Emmanuel Fernandez. Birmingham have it back. Kieran Dow down the right-hand side. Again, Laird goes ahead of him, but instead Dow goes back infield to Tomoki Iwata. Willemsen lays it off for Peck. Under pressure, turns it back to his left-hand side, and Cochrane now worked out to Anderson on the left wing, up against Dornelli. Goes down, foul by Dornelli. Free kick to Birmingham City, midway point of the Peterborough half, but right on this near touchline. 1-0 to the Posh.
Yeah, he's having a few issues, isn't he, Dornelli? Anderson's he's a tricky customer, and he's dived in a couple of times. Doesn't look completely at ease, the Peterborough right back.
He got promoted to the first team last season,
yeah.
James. And he's only 19.
He's inexperienced, isn't he? And, he would be at that age. But look, he's in for a really tough examination here, and that foul has given the champions a chance to throw the ball into the box.
Kieran Dow going to take it. Peterborough holding their line on the 18-yard line. There's about 5 Birmingham players standing offside at the moment inside the box, and they're waiting for Peterborough to drop as Dow swings in the kick. Clara at the far post, can't win the header, but he's chasing after the loose ball, keeps it in play but can only find Abraham Otto, and the goal scorer Mills trying to clear it downfield, shanked it straight out of play into the Peterborough fans opposite us, throw into Birmingham City. But only just over 5 minutes for Peterborough to hold out to half-time with this 1-0 advantage.
Yeah, but a lot of the ball, Birmingham, 69% of it, but just the 4 shots and none of them on target. Not carried. I think Peterborough carried the greater threat in the first half. The front, think about the front guys.
Yes.
You know, you got Jay Jones and Mothersill, both electric really in this first half. Poker as well, excellent. And then I'm looking at Stansfield. Well, he's barely been in the game. He hasn't been able to feed it into him at all. Willemsen's been quiet. Dowell on the periphery.
In the Premier League, Jadon Sancho has equalised for Chelsea at the Bridge. Chelsea 2, Ipswich 2. And remember, Wolves 3-1 up against Spurs. Liverpool, the champions-elect, still a goal up on West Ham United at Anfield. But here at Wembley Stadium in the Virtue Trophy final, Peterborough United leading by a goal to 0 as we are into the last 5 minutes of this first period. Anderson for Birmingham City finds Peck. Left-hand side, it's now worked back to Christoph Clara at the edge of the centre circle. Plays the ball through the centre of the pitch for Dow, who holds off the attentions of Collins. Cochrane gets his head up, wanted to float a ball into the area, but instead played a shorter pass to Pek Sung-ho. Now Anderson looking for Willemsen at the left-hand corner of the area. Plays it out to Peck on this left-hand side. Willemsen again, the Icelandic, works it back to Davis. Very patient from Birmingham. They do this a lot, working the ball from side to side and looking to create the angle and the space and the opportunity. Laird on the right-hand side, trying to beat Mills. Well, he beat Mills, but Abraham Otto did brilliantly to help him out. But then Laird wins it back. Iwata, right-hand corner of the area, knocks it back in the midfield. Clara's cross to the far post. Peck gets the header down, just breaks away from Stansfield's challenge, and Dowell was sliding in, but fouled his man on the 6-yard line. And Peterborough get a free kick and can clear their lines, and they still lead 1-0.
Holy Mills, take a bow, son. I mean, what a half he's had. He stuck one in the top corner, and that is a goal-saving challenge if ever I saw one. It falls really kindly into the 6-yard box, and he is the quickest to react. He's knocked down across the face of goal, and there he is to deny Dow from 5 yards out. Brilliant clearance.
This is a terrific final. Really is a terrific final. And we're not even at half-time yet. And Peterborough United have been sensational. The underdogs lead as we reach the closing stages of this first half. On Talksport 2, your home of the EFL, where it's not just about the EFL trophy, it's the Championship, League 1, League 2, and we'll be back here in May for the playoffs. Every playoff game, the semi-finals and all 3 showpiece finals here at Wembley will be live and exclusive across the Talksport network. Here's Alex Cochrane for Birmingham City. Midway point of his own half. Just coming in field from this near side the left. Lays it off to Tomoki Iwata. Davis finds Clara. A bit of space for him to run into. No press from Peterborough particularly inside the Birmingham half. So he gets up to halfway. Dow just tries to use Harley Mills as a shield, but he lost the ball and then clattered into Cipriano and gets the first yellow card of the afternoon. Does Kieran Dow, for a bit of a far too firm a challenge on Hector Cipriano. Free kick to Peterborough.
I don't think he can have any complaints about that. Kieran Dow, much better on the ball, isn't he, than off it, I'd suggest. It's a heavy touch from him. He just turns his man, it runs away from him, and rather than sort of just giving up the ghost, he dives in, and it is reckless, and he cleans out Cipriano. Yeah, he has to go into the book there. Yeah, he needs to be more influential in the game, needs to get more of it. Kieran Dow, it's
well,
really...
I did say to you beforehand, I felt it was an either-or in terms of team selection from Chris Davies to pick either Kieran Dow or Taylor Gardner-Hickman in that front four on the right-hand side.
Yeah, well, he had a good game the other night, didn't he, Gardner-Hickman, in the league match?
Yes.
Scoring, I think he assisted the other one as well, so he was involved in it. So, yeah, that'll be in Davies's mind if he's going to make a change.
Into the last minute of normal time at the end of this first half. Peterborough lead by a goal to nil. Laird clears long for Birmingham City down to halfway, but Fernandez dealt with it with a clean cushion header. Now Otto down the left-hand side. Mills going ahead of him down the left-hand side, level with the area, whips an early crossing just behind Peterborough players. Cipriano! Oh, what a goal! What a stunner from Hector, the protector! Steps forward from defensive midfield. Mills with a cross from the left-hand side. It was deflected by Davies into Cipriano's path on the edge of the area. And what a finish from the Cypriot to send it beyond Ryan Alsop. And how about this? Right on half-time, Peterborough United are 2-0 up on the League One champions Birmingham City. Birmingham City 0, Peterborough United 2. What a goal!
Well, they love this place, don't they? Peterborough United. This is an absolute cracker from Cipriano. The move begins down the left-hand side. It's excellent interplay. Odo slips in. The man of the moment, Harley Mills. His cross is deflected towards the edge of the box, and he just comes onto the ball, Cipriano, and strokes it side-footed into the top corner. It is a thing of beauty.
That's his second goal in this competition this season. He joined from Leyton Orient 3 years ago now. Well over 100 appearances for the Posh. And again, you don't get many moments like that in your career. He's not just scored at Wembley, he scored a beauty at Wembley. And right on half-time, Birmingham City, the League One champions, are right up against it in this final. And Peterborough are in the box seat to be the first team ever to win this trophy back-to-back.
It's been a remarkable half. Nobody would have predicted this. We all said that Peterborough carry a threat. They've got goal scorers, they've got talent in forward areas, they're attack-minded. But it's been the perfect half, really. They've been so resilient at the back, resilient enough to restrict Birmingham to no shots on target, and then at the other end, wow, two amazing goals, and they've had other moments too. Darren Ferguson will be so proud of what his players have produced in this half, but the job's not done.
We're in 4 minutes of added time at the end of this first half. Birmingham in possession on halfway. Willemsen guides the ball back to Peck. Now the centre-halves have it inside their own half. It's worked up to Anderson. Turns the ball around the corner on halfway. Got pushed by Donnelly as he released the pass. So even though Willemsen couldn't collect the pass, it was a free kick to Birmingham. But they're running out of time in this first half to have any say in this contest, because the Posh fans to our left are in full song. Long ball downfield looking for Anderson. Inside the area, puts it across the face of goal. Good defending by Wallin to keep it away from Stansfield. Anderson chasing after the loose ball and will win the throw down the left-hand side. But we've played 3.5 minutes of the fall that have been added on. We're dealing in seconds here at Wembley in the first half. Anderson once again for Birmingham City. Lays it off to Iwata. Square ball across for Clara. And then Peck gives the ball away to Mothersill. Birmingham do snaffle the ball back quickly into their possession. It's on the halfway line with Ben Davis. Clara forced back by Mothersill. Peterborough fans loving this, forcing Birmingham back into their own half with a consistent push-up down the field.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that got beat 4-0 at home by Northampton the other day. It's just remarkable. They can go from that abject performance to, something very special here today.
Approaching half-time. Peterborough 2 up. Davis for Birmingham City in the centre circle. Floats the ball out to the wide right-hand side for Laird, who's in an offside position. And that'll be a free kick to Peterborough to round off this first half at Wembley Stadium. After Laird got too far ahead of the, as you say, Adrian Clark, the man of the moment, Harley Mills, the Peterborough left-back.
It's just a dream first period for him. Brilliant goal, some amazing defensive play as well.
He can claim the assist for the second as well, can't he?
He can. He gets to the byline and his cross hits a Birmingham defender, doesn't it? But deflects kindly to Cipriano. But he's got so much to do. And he made it look easy. Just great ball striking, wasn't it? Effortlessly stroked it into the far top corner, back where the ball came from as well, which always looks nice. I mean, we've seen two gorgeous goals.
Well, there are almost twice as many Birmingham fans as Peterborough inside the stadium, but you wouldn't know it from the noise that the Posh fans are making away to our left. We played the 4 minutes of minimum added time at the end of this first half. It's down to the referee as to how much more to play. Foul on Iwata inside the Birmingham half. They take the free kick quickly, but the referee is going to stop any further attacks. He's blown the whistle, and listen to that noise from the Peterborough United fans to our left-hand side. A dream first half for the Posh. They have not read the script, and they have a 2-0 lead over the League One champions Birmingham City. The first goal came from a free kick won by a lovely mazy run from Kwame Poku on the quarter-hour mark, and up stepped Harley Mills and cracked home a beautiful free kick off the underside of the bar that Ryan Alsop couldn't get near. So that was 1-0 to the Posh, and they made it 2 late on in the half when Mills got away down the left-hand side. His cross deflected into the path of Hector Cipriano just outside the area, and he caressed it into the back of the net with his right instep. And Birmingham City have it all to do, and Peterborough United are on the verge of doing what no other side has ever done, retaining the Football League trophy. At the break, it's Birmingham City 0, Peterborough United 2.
Dan, thank you very much indeed. Well, what a first half for Peterborough United. They lead the League One winners Birmingham City by 2-0, 2 absolute stunners. And we could be set for quite the upset here. Adrian Clark, we have to start with that opening goal for Peterborough. What a strike from Harley Mills from the free kick. It looked like it favoured the left footer, but I thought he'd go for the top right-hand corner. He said absolutely not. And he managed to bend it into that top left-hand corner, off the bar and in. To do that in a final is astonishing.
Yeah, it was, first of all, he had to fight to take the free kick, because Kwame Poku really wanted it, and Kwame Poku is Peterborough United's star player. So it's, first of all, I admire his stubbornness for sticking to it and saying, no, this is mine, and actually credit Darren Ferguson, because Mills looked at the bench and said, am I having it or not? And Ferguson said, yeah, you. He said, you're having it to Harley Mills. He goes the goalkeeper's side, which is hard. It's hard to score, but if you get it right, and boy did he get it right, it's still unsavable, because it kisses the underside of the bar. It's right in the top corner. It's a staggeringly good strike from him, and it kind of was deserved at that point from Peterborough United, who'd begun this final really, really well. Yeah,
you talked about it being quite an even game, and you'd also talked about the lack of threat from Birmingham City, and then just before half-time, Cipriano. I mean, what a finish it is from the edge of the box, and Adrian, it's the composure, isn't it? It's the quality in which he had when he hit that ball, caressed it, I think you said in commentary.
Well, that was dance. And dance, I think caress is the right term. I sort of said he stroked, caressed. I mean, they're all the same, aren't they? But it's so clean, the way that he hits the ball. It's effortless. He doesn't even take a full swing at it. It comes back, and it's a really difficult skill actually to go back across the way that the ball has come. And it was just perfectly hit, and the goalkeeper was wrong-footed, but he wouldn't have saved it anyway. It was right in the top corner. Just a magnificent moment for Cipriano, for Peterborough United, and that really does now set us up for an astonishing second half, because make no mistake, Birmingham City will not feel that they're out of this. They will back themselves to come back in. I'm expecting a total onslaught.
What's been missing from Birmingham so far? 73% possession, but no shots on target. It feels to me as if they just can't quite find their rhythm. Is there any case, do you think, here, Adrian, having been crowned champions yesterday, of after the Lord Mayor's show? Is there any part of that at play here?
People will say it, won't they? And maybe psychology, but you know, you don't come and play in Wembley finals every day. I think there's plenty of motivation within the group. I just think that Peterborough have been the hungrier team. They've been the more aggressive. I think that Birmingham certainly need to up the ante when it comes to being aggressive. They've been a bit tame. Everything has been a touch predictable in terms of let's give it to Laird and he'll make something happen. And Laird has been really good in that first half. But I expect more from the other players. And Jay Stansfield, I feel sorry for him. He's barely had a sniff. Wouldn't surprise me if Alfie May comes on at half time. Maybe they go a front two. And just throw the kitchen sink at it. They have to be a bit bolder. They have to. I think aggression is the word I was used, and I don't mean go around kicking people. I mean just play with a bit more drive and purpose and tempo, and take it to Peterborough. They've been too nice, I think, in the first half.
Well, Adrian Clark, thank you very much indeed. What a massive 45 minutes we have on the way. Can Birmingham City battle back? They have a long way to go, but as Clarkey says, the job is not done. Stay with us. The second half of the Virtue Trophy final comes next.
EFL Live on Talksport 2 with McDonald's. Order McDelivery on the McDonald's app and get reward points too. 18 plus participating restaurants. Delivery fees and terms apply. See mcdonalds.com.
Darren could get an offer from a random car dealer. Or sell direct to We Buy Any Car. The dealer could come to his home, kick his tyres, then decide not to buy it. Or he could get a guaranteed sale, leaving more time to take his other half on a romantic getaway. Oh no. Or ooh la la. To get a quote in 30 seconds, enter your reg number now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
And we're going live to Terry, pitch side. Terry, what have you got for us?
Sorry, Andy. You just caught us having a Warburton's Belgian waffle. I tell you, man, it's hard to concentrate in the game when you've got a mouthful of delicious waffle. I mean, speaking of legendary keepers, this waffle's...
Have there been any goals, Terry?
Oh, I feel like I've scored the winner with these little beauties. Oh, no!
What is it, Terry? Have they scored?
Oh, I've just dropped me waffle. Oh, but it's all right. It's landed in me tea.
Thanks, Terry. Warburton's Belgian waffles, worth waffling on about.
If regular Easter eggs leave you feeling a bit empty inside, you need to get your gnashers around the new loaded Easter eggs from M&S. They take half an egg and fill it with delicious chocolate and famous M&S treats. If you like mallowy whips and orange jellies, you'll love the big dippy whippy egg. And if you like toffee popcorn and chocolate-covered pretzels, then the scrummy bunny munch egg is for you. These are not just Easter eggs. These are M&S loaded Easter eggs, subject to availability.
From the underworld of Guy Ritchie, Mobland.
Name's Conrad Harrigan, family man. And if you cross my family, well, you'd better pray.
The Paramount Plus original series.
We shake the right hands, break the wrong ones.
Right now, I am in first gear. Would you like to see me shift to 6?
Starring Tom Hardy, Pierce Brosnan, and Helen Mirren.
We've got everyone where we want them.
Mobland. Stream exclusively on Paramount Plus. T's and C's apply. Subscription required. 18 plus.
Right. Time to pack for me TUI holiday. 20 kilograms luggage allowance. Let's do this. 7 pairs of pants, 7 socks, 5 shorts, 6 t-shirts, 2 smart shirts, me co-ord, 3 pairs of sunnies, hat, cap, sombrero, flip-flops, sandals, hiking boots, Factor 50, After Sun, moisturiser, romance book, fantasy book, romantasy book, swim shorts.
With 20 kilograms luggage allowance as standard, TUI package holidays are now packed differently. TUI, live happy, atoll and APTA protected.
Work laptop? Nah.
Talksport 2, official broadcast partner of the English Football League.
Live Wednesday night Champions League football on Talksport.
Brilliant goal!
Real Madrid versus Arsenal.
And that settles it!
Gordon busting build-up from 7.
Kick-off at 8 p.m. A moment of magic!
Continental night kicks. Wednesday night.
On fan-fueled live football phenomenon.
Talksport.
The Monday Club on Talksport 2.
A broadcasting juggernaut of sport.
They were in big trouble at half-time.
Professional analysis.
He always gets away with these tactical fouls.
He's the master of the dark arts.
And refreshingly frank opinion after all the action.
I don't know if they're as open as they were and as aggressive as they were.
The Monday Club, the sharpest minds in the business.
Elite level mentality.
Tomorrow afternoon from 5.
On Talksport 2. EFL Trophy Final. Live on Talksport
2. Welcome to Wembley Stadium with two teams clashing in this EFL Trophy final. Here's Williamson winning the ball back high up for Birmingham, up to the edge of the area, beats Stansfield across the face of goal and a good 2 or 3 yards wide of Jed Steer's right-hand post.
Well, you expect better, don't you, of Jay Stansfield? He's had an outstanding campaign.
It's going to be Harley Mills, who took over from Harrison Burrows last year. Goes for goal, finds the goal! Oh, what a hit! Harley Mills puts the push ahead!
This is in the postage stamp, top corner. It's got whip on it, it's got bend, it's got dip, it's got everything you need.
Mills going ahead of him, down the left-hand side, level with the area, whips an early crossing just behind Peterborough players. Cipriano! Oh, what a goal! What a stunner! From Hector the protector!
Good afternoon. We are live at Wembley on Talksport 2 for the Virtue Trophy final. And who saw this coming at half-time? It is Peterborough United who lead the League One champions Birmingham City by 2-0. The Peterborough end is away to our left-hand side. There are some looks of disbelief. There are some huge grins in the crowd. There are flags being waved too. But still a long way to go in this game. Birmingham City will hope that they can battle back in the second half. Let me keep you updated on all of the scores in the Premier League. The full times have been coming in. It's finished at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 2, Ipswich 2. Chelsea coming from 2 goals down in that game. Liverpool with a late winner to beat West Ham by 2-1 at Anfield. And Wolves running out 4-2 winners over Tottenham. The late game in the Premier League is Newcastle against Manchester United. That is where the Sunday session comes from, live over on Talksport with Sam Matterface. And in the Women's FA Cup at half-time, it is Man City women 0, Manchester United women 2. The winner of that game will play Chelsea in the final. Tomorrow, the live EFL action continues with a big championship clash that will impact both the top 6 and the relegation battle. Hull City welcoming Coventry City, and the Sky Blues are up in 6th as it stands. But as the battle rages on, their manager Frank Lampard thinks the race for the playoffs could go to the final day of the season.
It looks tight. There's a few teams fighting what seems to be those last 2 positions. As I say, we've come from nowhere. It's been a long run of games to pick up points and get above teams who are quite well ahead of us. So it's a nice feeling for us, that. But we have to sustain now. So we'd have to focus on not much else. We'll all get drawn into watching other results, but if we focus on ourselves and the results that we can pick up if we continue in this way, then we've got a chance of getting there.
You can hear Frank Lampard's side in action tomorrow, live and exclusive on Talksport 2. Hull City against Coventry City at 8 o'clock. Hugh Wozencroft will be there for us, commentary from Mark Wilson and the former Scotland striker Chris Iwelumo. Well, that first half certainly kept our attention here at Wembley, and as the EFL continues to entertain, the Football League's chief executive Trevor Birch caught up with our very own Ian Abrahams, who began by discussing the competitiveness of the EFL this season.
Do you think it's getting tougher? Every league now is getting tougher in terms of the competition, because you look at for example, in the Championship, so many teams can still get into the playoffs. Certainly down the bottom, I mean, it is very tight, and that's replicated across League One and League Two.
Yeah, listen, I mean, it's a hard league, isn't it? You know, you hear managers when they come into the league, 46 games, you don't get any ability really to work with the players during the week. It's just, you know, game after game, and if you've got injuries as well, it's quite difficult. That disrupts your plans as well. So it's a very, very tough league.
You mentioned managers there. There have been an awful lot of managerial changes, as there always are, but it just seems that clubs are reticent to give. Some are different, like Portsmouth have stuck all the time with John Mousinho, but a lot of clubs are really reticent to stick with their managers. Would you like to see them do it a bit more?
Well, I mean, each club has got to run, you know, the club as they see fit. It's just it's a modern phenomenon, isn't it? If teams are underperforming, then unfortunately the manager is probably an easy target to change rather than changing the whole squad. So, you know, the days have gone of managers being in a position for years on end. It's just the way it is.
Trevor Birch there. Just a reminder that Talksport 2 is your home of the EFL. Don't forget it. And every Monday evening from 6 o'clock, you can hear EFL All Access with Hugh Wozencroft, focusing on all of the big stories from the three divisions. The teams are making their way back out onto the pitch at Wembley. Birmingham City out nice and early. Adrian Clark, what do they need to do to get back into this game in the second half? And do you anticipate a few changes? It looks like there might be some in the offing.
Well, I said tonight at half time, I think Alfie May might come on at the break, and it looks like he's going to. So that's one way that Chris Davis is looking to affect this game and this final. It's about being more assertive, more aggressive in everything that they do. Birmingham City, they've allowed Posh to be the aggressors. They've got to show more drive, more tempo to their play, and if they do, then we know that this Peterborough rearguard has got cracks in it. It has had it all season. So, but to prize them open today, when they're playing this well, Birmingham need to show much more purpose and drive.
Yeah, Alfie May leaping up and down on the touchline, taking on some fluids too as he prepares to enter the action. And for this second half, let's rejoin your commentary team, the former Arsenal winger Adrian Clark, alongside your match commentator Ian Danton.
Thanks, Ollie. Peterborough players just emerging from the tunnel. No changes from them, but it would appear to me, looking around the pitch, that it's Willem Williamson who has paid the price for Birmingham City being 2-0 down, and it is he that makes way for Alfie May to come on for Birmingham at the start of the second half. 15 goals in League One after his £1 million move from Charlton. And he's only scored one in the EFL trophy, but he's not had many appearances in this competition. But that's a change I might have expected at some point. But at the start of the second half, Adrian Clark?
Well, it's game day, isn't it? They're 2-0 down. You've got to get your goal scorers on the pitch. And let's face it, Williamson was on the edge of the game. He hadn't really impacted it anywhere near enough. And the thing about May and Stansfield is that they can play as a 10 and a 9. They can play as 2 9s. You know, as a partnership, it doesn't really matter. It surprises me that Chris Davis doesn't use the pair of them more often. But yeah, will they click today? Let's see. I mean, I expect Birmingham to throw everything at this.
Back underway on Talksport 2 at Wembley Stadium. Birmingham City in their change strip today of all black with orange numbers. Peterborough in their first choice all blue shirts, shorts and socks. And the Posh will be attacking the East End to our left, where their supporters have had the most wondrous afternoon so far. Birmingham attacking the West End to our right from our vantage point midway up our stand, and that's where some of the masses of Birmingham City support are. I'll run you through the lineups in a minute, but here's Pek Sung-ho down the right wing for Birmingham, taking Archie Collins out to this near side with him. Anderson lays it back in field for Clara. Looks like Anderson and Dowell have swapped wings at the start of this second half. Dowell to the left, Anderson to the right, as well as May. In fact, Stansfield's gone out to the left. May through the centre. And I think Dal might be playing as more of a 10 here, Adrian Clark.
Yeah, quite possibly. That might be the move. I mean, personally, I don't like Stansfield in the wide areas too much. I think he can run into the wide areas from the centre, but this is the guy that I think should be playing down the middle. He's a great finisher, but he's got to find a way to make it work. And what Davis is worried about is them occupying the same space, isn't he? May and Stansfield. So, interesting move.
So, Birmingham line up with Allsop in goal. Laird, Clara, Davis, Cochrane at the back. Iwata, Peck, May, Dowell, Anderson and Stansfield. As Mothersill bursts over the halfway line, showing great strength for Peterborough United. Otto to his left-hand side, picks it up now. Corner of the area. Plays a right-footed ball in. Defended well by Cochrane. He had to because there were players just behind him. And here it is with Kwame Poku. Right-hand side of the box for the Posh. Up against Cochrane. Twisting, turning. Looking to make the angle for the cross. And it's bundled behind for an early corner kick to Peterborough. Not content with being 2-0 up. They're pushing for a third.
Yeah, nice and positive from the Posh. It's Mothersill, isn't it? He's the conduit. He's the guy that links the midfield and the attack. He kind of got lucky. He sort of bundled his way through, but he carried the ball at purpose and took them upfield. And Poku on that far side then was jinking his way this way and that, and he wins the corner. So this is where they want to be, Peterborough, up the attacking end.
Mills with the goal of the corner kick, swung in right under the crossbar. Header goes over the far post from Fernandez, but couldn't direct it on target. Got in between two Birmingham players, but the header went well wide. The Peterborough lineup: Steer in goal, Donnelly, Wallin, Fernandez and Mills, Collins and Cipriano, and Poku, Mothersill, Otto and Jade Jones. Or Jones, should I say. It's Ricky Jade Jones. And here is Hiram Otto after a dreadful pass out from the back for Birmingham, but they get away with it, Birmingham City. And Dowell looks to release Stansfield down the left-hand side, but overhits the pass. Only 3 bounces and it's back through to Jed Steer in the Peterborough goal. Peterborough have never lost at Wembley. They've won all 4 of their trips to the old and new stadium. The 1992 playoff final, the 2000 playoff final, the 2014 EFL Trophy final, and last year's against Wickham. Birmingham haven't scored yet. They've only failed to score in 4 out of their 53 matches this season.
Yeah, and I would expect them to score in this second half. It's just a case of can they get 2? Not been the most free scoring side this year, have they? Even though, for a team that's absolutely run away with the league title, they haven't. There's been a lot of tight victories among them. They've just got to release that handbrake this second half. Thinking about Stansfield on the left, I think they might be identifying.
Ball given away by Peterborough. Anderson, right-hand side of the area, snatches at the shot under good pressure from Fernandez, in fairness to the Peterborough defender. So it was shanked high, wide and not particularly handsome by Keshi Anderson, and Peterborough get a goal kick. Birmingham 0, Peterborough 2. We've had 4 minutes of the second half on Talksport 2.
Yeah, he's got to do better there. It's really slack from Odo. Gives the ball away. That's the second time he's done that in the game. May slips in Anderson, and it's a difficult shot. Of course it is. It's from the angle. It's quite far out, but it's wayward really from Keshi Anderson. Way too high. Gets underneath it. Yeah, I was just about to say, I think they might be identifying Dornelly as maybe a weak link in the Peterborough rear guard, putting Stansfield on him. He's probably a move aimed at exposing that potential fragility, so it doesn't get any easier for the young right back.
He's taking a throw for Peterborough bang on halfway on the far side of the field. But Birmingham City win it back. Hooked in field by Stansfield. May gets a touch on it by the centre circle. Wants it back from Anderson, but the ball was played just behind the Birmingham number 9. And away comes Otto, very neatly done. Mothersill drifts out to this near side with a peroxide hairdo these days, Malik Mothersill. Very striking. Floated down the left-hand side for Jones to give chase, but Davis is protecting it. Guides the ball back to Allsop, the keeper, and he fires the ball for Ethan Laird, who tried to hook the ball down the Birmingham right, but just hooked it straight out of play over Darren Ferguson's head. And Peterborough have a throw on halfway, and they lead 2-0 on Talksport 2.
Yeah, haven't settled at the start of the second half, really. It's not the rip-roaring beginning to the second period that Chris Davis would have hoped for. 6 minutes in, still haven't managed a shot on target in this game. 51 minutes on the clock.
Tomoki Iwata thumps the ball downfield looking for Alfie May, trying to outmuscle the Peterborough centre-halves. And he clattered into Wallin, and he's got a yellow card for too much protesting there, Alfie May. Dissent in front of the referee, Ben Speedy, earns Alfie May an early yellow card, having just come on at the start of the second half as sub.
Well, he did show dissent, didn't he? I think how much is clear. Can have no arguments. The strike on, he's in form, isn't he? He's been banging in the goals. He's unlucky not to start here today, Alfie May. But if he can come on and impact this match, and they somehow turn this around, Birmingham, he will be, etched in their history.
As I mentioned, 15 goals this season for Alfie May, one of which came in this competition. Anderson makes no tracks down this near side of the Birmingham right, and Peterborough have it back just over the halfway line. Ball in field from Mothersill. Cipriano did well to keep it away from the Birmingham midfield at first, but then Peck wins it back. Tucked in field neatly by Dowell to find Iwata. Looking for Stansfield left wing, up against Dornelli, left-hand corner of the area. Jinks inside, gets it onto his right, shoots for goal. Well saved low down to his right by Steer, and he had to hold on to it as well because a couple of Birmingham players were looking for the bits and pieces. Good save. Birmingham still 2-0 down.
Well, there is your first shot on target from the champions. And it's Stansfield coming in off that left. He goes past Dornelli, doesn't he? And it's a decent effort, but it's not right in the corner. It's a comfy save.
Chris Davis is going apoplectic about the amount of time that Jed Steer is holding on to the ball, and is giving the fourth official a piece of his mind, Martin Coy. Meanwhile, Darren Ferguson quite happy, standing there, arms folded.
Normally the other way around, isn't it?
Edge of his technical area.
I mean, Ferguson is so fiery normally, and Chris Davis just calm, isn't he? But role reversal right now. That's what football can do to you.
8 minutes gone in the second half in the Virtue Trophy final, as the sun peeps out again at Wembley Stadium after the heavy rain that greeted us at kick-off. Birmingham City 0, Peterborough United 2. Laird for Birmingham City, level with the 18-yard line on the right-hand side, goes on the outside of Otto, then checks, gets the ball onto his left, then tried to drive past Otto again, goes down, he hauled down Otto. Free kick to Peterborough United, and Laird protests his innocence, but the free kick is Peterborough's.
I think he just wanted to beat him too many times there, Ethan Laird. You've done him. Put the ball in. And then he stops and he wants to go and beat him again. And on the second occasion, Otto, he's clever. He gets his body between man and ball. And as soon as there's a little touch, he hits the deck and wins the free kick, and they can just calm it down. And look, the one thing that you can expect now from Peterborough United is a little bit of game management. They will take as long as they can from any restart, and you can't blame them for that.
That's exactly what they've done. Yeah. And they've taken their time over it, but the ball's back at the other end of the field now with Birmingham City keeper Ryan Allsop. Ian Danter and Adrian Clark with you at the National Stadium, and Peterborough United are having a tremendous afternoon. Here's Ethan Laird for Birmingham on halfway. Couldn't get past Otto, had to work it back in field to Clara and then Iwata. Now Laird's on a charge, he's got him behind Otto. Early ball into the box, clear behind for a corner by the sliding Fernandez. Did well to turn it behind as Laird hit in an early cross. Corner to Birmingham City.
Yeah, I mean, everything seems to come through Laird, doesn't it? They're rampaging right back. It's a good clearance from Manny Fernandez. He's had a terrific game, actually. Very, very resolute in the heart of the Posh defence.
Dowell with a corner to our right-hand side, goes deep to the far coast, goes beyond everybody. Down has gone Laird by the 6-yard line, claiming he was hauled down, but the referee Ben Speedy has no interest in any of that, and the upshot is Peterborough get a throw in over on the far side of the field near to the corner flag for James Dornelli. Birmingham 0, Peterborough 2. 10 minutes gone in the second half here on Talksport 2.
Yeah, it was a shout, I've got to say. He's got his arms around it. It's Cipriano who's got his arms all over Ethan Laird, and in the end I think Laird flings himself to the floor, but It was a foul.
Well, we are in a VAR-free zone here at Wembley Stadium. There will be extra time and penalties if required, but don't need anything like that at the moment.
Oh, don't speak too soon, Dance.
11 minutes gone in the second half, and Peterborough holding sway, holding on to the trophy.
Yeah.
Oh, good header down the right-hand side from Laird. Releases Anderson. Across comes Fernandez. Barges into him, but won the throw. He got the ball first. Another good challenge from Manny Fernandez. Quickly taken throw for Birmingham. Laird works it backwards of square to Clara. Now Ben Davies takes over, just ahead of the centre circle. Clara to his right has it again. Anderson trying to combine with Laird. Laird's got away from Otto again. Gets to the dead ball line. Drives into the area. Caught by Otto. Free kick again. Just like in the first half. Right at the edge of the penalty area. Another short corner style free kick coming up. And a yellow card for Otto for the challenge on Laird. Right at the dead ball line. 2-0 Peterborough.
Yeah, look, it's a really tough afternoon for Otto, isn't it? Because he's got Birmingham's most attack-minded player to look after. And he's getting forward all of the time. He's quick, he's strong, he's skillful, and he's finding it, not easy to contain Ethan Laird. Now that he's on a yellow, it wouldn't surprise me if Darren Ferguson starts to think about making a change there with him. Well, it's really good from
three
Laird.
Bookings out there, 2 for Birmingham, May and Dow. Otto, the first Peterborough player in Ben Speedy's notebook. And here is this free kick, very similar to the one in the first half. Kieran Dow went for goal. It was probably a little bit further away from the dead ball line in the first half than this one. Steele watching his near post, and he's got Otto standing protecting that near post 10 yards from the ball. Mothersill keeping an eye on Iwata at the edge of the area. Clutch of players at the far post. Dow steps up, whips the ball in, went for goal again, and Steele was more than equal to it and held on to it on his goal line. Birmingham 0, Peterborough 2.
Got good hands from Jed Steer, because it's got plenty of pace on it, that ball. But he just puts his arms aloft, catches it clean. I was about to say earlier,
Nicky J. Jones getting away down the left-hand side, but Allsop comes out the penalty area and decides just to put it out of play for a Peterborough throw. Sorry,
I was about to say earlier, there is previous at St Andrews back in September. Who took a 2-0 lead? It was Peterborough United. And who won the game? It was Birmingham City 3-2. So
stop sounding like Adrian Durham.
But it's true. It's happened before. It's happened this season. So that will give Birmingham belief, and it will also plant a little seed, in Peterborough minds, won't it? That this is a team that's come back from this deficit against them this season.
Approaching the hour mark, and Birmingham will want to throw deep in their own defensive third on this near side, the right, to be taken by Ethan Laird, who's chipped in with a few goals as well, Laird, this season, 4 in all, as well as the creativity and the crossing he puts in that you've mentioned, Adrian Clark.
Oh, I'm a fan. I think he's a really good player.
Former Manchester United Academy graduate, let's not forget.
I think he's been Birmingham's best player by a mile, really.
Stansfield looking to roll Dornelli on the far side of the field, keeps the ball in play left-hand side, but Dornelli does really well, slides in, puts it out of play for a throw. No nonsense from James Dornelli.
Yeah, so tigerish, so determined there, the youngster. Stansfield's quick, but so too is Dornelli.
Birmingham have it far left-hand side with Cochrane, midway point of the Peterborough half. Peck works it back to Davis. Davis across to Clara. Laird calling for it again on this near side. Harley Mills puts a foot in, gets it out for a throw. Good defending from Peterborough's goal scorer of that first wonderful free kick on the quarter hour mark that set the Posh on their way. Laird throws it into the centre of the Peterborough half, where Peck guides it back with a cushion header to the 2 centre halves on halfway. Clara just inside the Peterborough half. Anderson gives the ball to Iwata. Not much space to operate in, so he plays the ball back into the centre circle for Davis, who can move forward 10 yards, chips the ball out to this right hand side, looking for Laird, but he's overhit the chip, sails over Laird's head, and Peterborough will take their time over the throw-in in their left-back position. They lead 2-0 on the hour, Peterborough United.
Yeah, they're going to have to communicate really well, aren't they? Mills and Otto, because you've got Laird and Anderson. Anderson's tucking in, so Mills is going in with him. They're kind of going man-to-man, but on occasion they're going to have to switch things up those two Peterborough players, and communication is going to be key.
Mothersill trying to take the ball with him in the centre circle. Peck trying to snaffle back at him. So too is Cochrane. He got a toe in on it, Alex Cochrane, but couldn't prevent the ball running out of play on the far side of the field for another Peterborough United throw.
Yes, I kind of describe Mothersill as like Morgan Rogers at the start of the game. And, I mean, they're not the same, but he's tough, he's strong, like Rogers, isn't it? It's like a new breed of number 10s, Dance.
Yeah.
They used to be the silky player, and now they seem to be powerful athletes, and he's
like V-shaped, isn't he? You know, from the shoulders down to the waist, it's sort of cut.
Yeah, and players bounce off of him, don't they? Like they do Rogers.
Ollie Klink is now trying to claim that he is very much like Malik Mothersill.
Well, I mean, he's a lookalike, isn't he?
It's a spurious claim in my book. We play on. 2-0 Peterborough. Birmingham in possession just over halfway with Kieran Dow, looking to release Stansfield again. He'll get to the ball down by the corner flag on the far side of the field. Donnelly facing him up, works it back down the line for Dowell. He works across into the box. Laird coming in at the far post, couldn't get the connection because Mills washed it onto his head all the way and flicked it out of play for a throw.
Yeah, very calm. Ollie Mills there, just kept his eye on the ball, didn't panic. And that's what they've got to do. They've got to keep their heads here. Peterborough United, 62 minutes in. You know, it's been a fabulous hour.
Laird with the throw. Oh, and Anderson tried to give it back to him and just put it straight out of play. And Taylor Gardner-Hickman is being introduced by Chris Davis at this point. So just over the hour mark, there was a change made right on half-time, where May started the second half in place of Willemsen. And Taylor Gardner-Hickman, who started the season on loan at Birmingham and ended up signing permanently halfway through the campaign, such was the impact that he was having. And he's coming on for Ethan Laird.
Wow, that's a massive surprise.
Well, I didn't see that coming, I must admit.
I can't believe it, Laird. Cannot believe it. I think he's mouthing why. Why?
Well, his manager will explain to him at some point, I assume.
I mean, did you? I thought he's been Birmingham's most dangerous player.
You said it about 5 minutes ago, but that's the choice. And Taylor Gardner-Hickman is on, and immediately concedes a throw on this near side to Peterborough United.
I just can't think of a reason why you would make that change.
He made his body language as he walked off was all about raising his arms out to his side to the subs bench, as if to say, I don't understand that.
Yeah, no, that's a head scratcher for me. I mean, I felt nailed on that Dowell would be the player that made way.
Well, here is Dowell, chesting the ball down left-hand side of the corner of the penalty area. Stansfield takes over for Birmingham. Rolls the ball in field. Dowell again, lofts it down the left-hand side of the area. Cochrane pulls it back straight to Wallin, who puts it behind for a Birmingham corner. 2-0 Peterborough.
Yeah, good play. They're getting there, they're getting better. Birmingham City. Yeah, Cochrane, we haven't seen him in those advanced areas enough today. He gets to the byline, chops it back. And they've won another corner here.
Dowell's going to take it over on that far side. Left-footed out swinger. Clara goes well over his head. The set pieces from Birmingham have been nowhere near the quality required, and instead Peterborough coming forward on the counter-attack, and it's Ricky J. Jones who's ahead of Peck into the area, goes down under pressure, save made by Allsop, pocket with a drive, another brilliant save by Ryan Allsop to deny the follow-up from Kwame Poku when he looked certain to make it 3-0. Stays at 2.
Well, Ryan Allsop has just kept his side in this final. He's away, isn't he? In the clear, Ricky J. Jones, and the keeper stands tall. He has bailed out Birmingham City here. He's away, he's in the clear, he leaves the defender for dead. Is there a foul? Is there a foul? Just before he strikes the ball, he goes to ground. It's Peck that's chasing him.
He'd shown him a clean pair of heels, an air shot from Ricky Jones at first, which allowed Peck to try and have a nibble at him, and they both went down.
I don't think
Peck isn't moving well.
I don't think it's a pen. They're not going to change it now anyway, but that's a big chance.
What that led to was the ball breaking for Kwame Poku around about the penalty spot, and Allsop
Brilliant block,
made a
wasn't it?
vital save to keep Birmingham City in this final.
Yeah.
If that had gone in, that would have been game over, surely.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, there's no coming back from that. That was a huge moment in the game. Really made 89 successful passes here, Peterborough, today. 89. Yeah, they've been excellent. You know, it shows how efficient they've been. At very little of the ball, when they've had it, they've done something with it almost every single time.
Halfway through the second half on Talksport 2. It is, as it was at half-time, Birmingham City 0, Peterborough United 2. Keshi Anderson for Birmingham, centre of the Peterborough half. Gives it to Iwata, worked out to Gardner-Hickman. Tries to pass it down the right-hand side of the area for Dowell, but he hadn't read the pass, and it was well protected behind by Hector Cipriano for a Peterborough United goal kick away to our right.
Yeah, it's poor, isn't it? The execution of the pass. Over hits from the substitute. I mean, Abraham Oddo, he's got to be buzzing. He's
seen off Ethan Laird.
He's seen him off, but I don't know how he's seen him off, because Laird is winning that duel. Laird is pushing him back. He's causing him a world of problems, and suddenly he's off. And you know, Gardner Hickman's a good player, but I think he'd rather play against him than Laird this afternoon.
Cochrane tries to head the ball clear for Birmingham. Peck, who appears to have run off that injury picked up in challenging Jones inside the area. Ball's given back to Allsop. Drives the ball downfield. Gardner Hickman on a run. Ball drops over the head of Mills, but he will pick up the loose ball. Tries to hit it against Gardner Hickman. Hits it downfield, and Anderson couldn't keep it in play. Peterborough United throw. We are at the midway point of the second half, and Darren Ferguson and his Peterborough United side are still holding sway here, bidding to retain the EFL trophy. Here is Ben Davis on halfway for Birmingham City. Cochrane in the centre circle, floats the ball out to Anderson, takes the ball on his chest at the right-hand corner of the area. Gardner Hickman works it in field for Peck. Peck further in field to Dowell. Dowell trying to work it up to the edge of the area, but I don't know who he was trying to find. It was easily picked off by Peterborough, and here they come again, the Posh on the counter-attack, and Ricky J. Jones again, full steam ahead down the left-hand side for the Posh. Up against Clara, goes beyond him, tries to cut inside into the penalty area, and Birmingham had players round him and won it back.
Yeah, they regrouped well, didn't they? But there you have Peterborough in a nutshell, really. They pounce on the mistake. Odo travels with the ball, slips it down the line to use the pace of Ricky J. Jones, and bang, they're at you. They're inside the opposition box. You know, they turn defence into attack so quickly, Peterborough. But yeah, it was sloppy again. They've not moved the ball particularly well today, Birmingham, for me. The combination play has been a little bit off. Whenever I've seen them in the flesh this season, they've been a lot sharper in possession and more fluid.
Gardner Hickman for Birmingham. Works it in field to Anderson, who turns away from Collins for a moment. Lays it off to Iwata in the centre of the Peterborough half. Up to the edge of the area. Dowell can't control it. Poku back there working hard for Peterborough to defend it. Gets it clear, and Mothersill leads the counter-attack. 3-on-3. Trying to find Ricky J. Jones. Into the area. Cross comes Clara and puts in a vital challenge. And it's turned behind for a Peterborough corner as yet again Darren Ferguson's side launch a quick counter-attack. 2-0 to the Posh.
Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding from Peterborough. Kwame Poku, inside his own half, calm as you like, just dribbles with it, takes it past someone, slips in Mothersill, who then plays in Ricky J. Jones. It's a really good cover challenge from Clara to block the shot, but yeah, there you have Posh in a nutshell. They're at you in 3 passes.
And they have a corner kick to be taken in front of their exalted fan base away to our left-hand side, and Harley Mills is getting, as you might expect, a rapturous round of applause as he goes across to that quadrant.
Yeah, he's loving it. Where's our boy Durham then? Do you know where
he's somewhere in there.
Somewhere.
He's there with his members of his family. His future son-in-law's in there. His daughter. I don't think his daughter really knows what's going on today. I think she's a bit bemused by it all.
Yeah.
The apple fell quite away from the tree when it came to interest in football, I think.
Yeah, I find
But
that hard to
Adrian,
believe.
look, my phone's going to be red hot, and it's not going to be messages from anybody but him if things stay as they are.
I mean, you're taking this very well so far.
Listen, Peterborough in the better side. How can you have any other opinion on what you've seen than Peterborough have played this game to perfection?
Yeah, great game plan.
When Darren Ferguson's head hit his pillow last night, this is what he was thinking of. This is what was on his mind.
Yeah, completely. And look, the players, who, let's be honest, have been the most underperforming side in League One this season. Yeah, when they're capable of this, they should be out. The least that they should be is in the playoff positions if they produce this level. But
I should tell you, we haven't had the corner yet because Pek Sung-ho was down for Birmingham, and he's going to come off, and Mark Leonard is going to come on to replace him in Birmingham City's midfield. Leonard, who moved from Brighton, he was on loan at Northampton last season in League One. Hasn't scored in 40 appearances for Birmingham so far, and the Korean midfielder Pek Sung-ho can't play any further part. Picked up a knock in that challenge with Jones inside the area that almost led to a third goal for Peterborough, but he's limping towards this near touchline. Not too pronounced limp, but he can't play any further part, and Leonard is on for Birmingham. 2-0 Peterborough.
Yeah, he's a good player, Mark Leonard, really good technician in the heart of the midfield. He's class. Maybe they just need something different in there anyway. I know it's unfortunate that Peck's injured, but look, this is a big moment. Peterborough score here, and I think it could be game over.
And it will be Harley Mills to take the corner kick as we finally get back underway with 18 minutes to go. Strongly driven in by Mills to the far post. Fernandez went up, but Davis got there first. It's Poku, picks up the loose ball, left-hand side of the area. Otto on the overlap, but he's gone into an offside position, so Poku's got to do it alone. Wonderfully whipped in centre from the dead ball line. Birmingham get it half clear. Back into the box, Kiprianu protects it, volleys it well over the bar. Birmingham goal kick, but Kwame Poku again. Lovely quick feet down the left-hand side of the area, but the cross was just too far behind his teammates.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if Birmingham don't come in for Poku. Other championship clubs the same. He's going to be well, Barry Fry said ahead of kick-off, didn't he? About 7, 8, 9 clubs interested. He's going to go, but he's going to go out of a bang if Peterborough win this game. Throw into
Birmingham City, level the area. Mills has gone down in a bit of distress. Peterborough want to make a change. They want to bring on Mahumadou Susoho, who's a defensive midfielder on loan from the Manchester City Academy, and he's coming on for Malik Mothersill, who did have a bit of cramp earlier. He's sitting down, being helped to his feet by Ricky J. Jones. Mothersill's put another shift and a half in for Peterborough this afternoon. He comes off to be replaced by Susoho.
Oh, he's been brilliant, Mothersill. Really, real top performance from him. He's milking the reception deservedly. And look, it's a defensive move. Susoho is more of an orthodox midfielder, so he's looking to pack up that midfield, Darren Ferguson. But yeah, what a shift he's put in. Excellent passing, good travelling with the ball, physicality, speed. Yeah, he's been terrific.
Wembley does something to some players, good and bad. I think of Oxford Bolton in the League One playoff final last season, where everybody thought this was going to be Bolton's day. Oxford were brilliant and totally deserved the victory. And Peterborough, the underdogs here, 2-0 upon Birmingham City with quarter of an hour to go. Cochrane with a cross for Birmingham into the area. Gardner-Hickman goes up for the header, can't get the purchase. Peterborough get it clear. Jones chasing after it towards halfway. Did win the header, but presented it straight to Davis. Now Leonard, first involvement for him in the game since coming on for Birmingham. Add to Cochrane on the left. Thought about an early cross. Will now knock it in field. Leonard again puts a right-footed ball in the area, just ahead of May and Gardner-Hickman, and goes behind for a goal kick. And nobody in Birmingham Black could just extend the boot and get anywhere near that cross. It was just ahead of them. Goal kick to Peterborough United, who lead 2-0 with less than a quarter of an hour of this Virtue Trophy final to go.
Yeah, just tick off another attack. Kept them at bay. I mean, it was a good ball in from Leonard. Lovely shape on it, but the ball is always spinning. It's always curling away from the black shirt of the Birmingham player at the far post, and it was going to always go out for a goal kick, I think.
Goal kick sent downfield by Steer. Wallen can't control the cushion header back to him. Birmingham have scored 17 goals after the 76th minute in games this season. There's only 3 or 4 sides better than them in the EFL at doing that. But they haven't looked likely of scoring in the first 76 minutes. They haven't troubled Jed Steer at all this afternoon. And Peterborough 2-0 up. Stansfield giving chase to a ball down the left-hand side. Juggles with it down by the corner flag. Can he keep it in play? No, he can't. Just skipping away from him on this wet surface. And Peterborough have another goal kick, which they will take their time over. I think Darren Ferguson's calling, I think he was calling for reinforcements from the substitutes that are warming up. Lukas Jutkovic is also warming up for Birmingham if they want a different type of striking option. But the seconds are ticking away here. 77 gone. Birmingham 0, Peterborough 2.
You can't believe it. You can't believe the nil, can you? Because this is the Peterborough side. They've conceded 12 goals in the last 4 games.
Stansfield getting onto the ball left-hand side of the area, faced up by Wallen, plays the ball into the area. Anderson had gone down claiming he was fouled. Nothing doing. Birmingham still have possession. Gardner-Hickman, right-hand corner of the box, chips the ball in. Steer claims well on his 6-yard line under no real pressure. Peterborough 2, Birmingham 0.
Yeah, 2 goals let in against Birmingham, 4 against Northampton, 3 against Crawley and 3 against Reading. They came into this match, Peterborough United, with a very, very poor defensive record, but they've been heroic, haven't they? They've found it quite easy, I would say, to handle this all-star Birmingham team. It's been quite a remarkable effort with and without the ball. Just 6 shots from the champions and only 1 on target, and that was the Stansfield one, where really it was a fairly straightforward stave.
Free kick to Birmingham, just shy of the halfway line after Cipriano fouled Dowell. Iwata just waiting for the referee to take notes. I think he might have booked Cipriano there for the challenge. Indeed he did. Cipriano gets a yellow card before this free kick can be taken. Worked out to the left-hand side, and Cochrane for Birmingham City. Ball's out of play, but it came off a Peterborough player last of all. Throw in to Chris Davis's side. Clara on halfway, plays it out to the right wing. Gardner-Hickman, first time ball further down the right for Keshi Anderson, onside, but 3 players around him now. Leaves it for Gardner-Hickman, driving for the dead ball line, pulls the ball back into the area, but Peterborough defended it well. But then they lose it at the edge of the box. Gardner-Hickman again, right-hand side of the area, tries to play it across once and twice, and it's prevented from going out for a corner with a combination of Otto and Mills.
Wow, such resilience, great fortitude from Posh. I think it was Cipriano who made a great tackle inside the box, and then Sissoko tidies up as well.
Here's Clara coming forward for Birmingham, trying to swing across him. Hits Collins and goes out, and it caught him full in the face from Clara's cross. And he's face down in the turf.
Yeah, look, it's come at him at pace, hasn't it? I don't think he's faking this one, Archie Collins. He deserves to take a breather. It will all get added on. The Birmingham City fans are not happy with the stoppage, but the referee's watch will have paused. I'm noticing a few Birmingham fans leaving, Daz.
Yes, 1 or 2 have seen enough. There's no Peterborough fans going, I can tell you that much. Collins is back on his feet and doesn't need any treatment. Throw into Birmingham, almost level with the 18-yard line. Desperate to get a foothold in this game into the last 10 minutes on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL, where the EFL trophy is set to stay in Peterborough United's hands. Gardner-Hickman for Birmingham down the right-hand side. Worked in field by Clara for Anderson, but he's out-muscled by Cipriano, who works the ball in field. Sissoko wanted the ball as well, but Birmingham won it back, but they fouled Poku in doing so. Free kick to Peterborough in the centre circle.
There's 3 players around him there. He took possession of the ball, Poku, and I think he knew he could see either side of him in front. They were descending on him. 3 black shirts. He just waited, held on to it.
Here comes a yellow card for Chris Davis. He's obviously had too much to say to the 4th official, and gets a booking for his trouble. And now Peterborough United have a free kick just shy of the halfway line, leading 2-0.
Yeah, he didn't react at all to that
very
yellow
grim
card.
look on his face.
Yeah, very grim. Well, I don't know what he was complaining about there. It was a foul on Poku.
Iwata drives the ball down the right-hand side for Alfie May, who can keep it in play on this near touchline. Not quite at the midway point of the Peterborough half. Has to roll it back to halfway, and Gardner Hickman. Peterborough have gone man-to-man. They're really tight with their marking. Birmingham work it across from right to left. Davis sends it out left for Alex Cochrane. Early cross deflected into the area, half volleyed clear by Wallin. Picked up by Kwame Poku, just shy of the centre circle. Rides the challenge of Cochrane. Hits the ball down this near side, but Birmingham keep it in play. Anderson dispossessed by Harley Mills. It's a great full-blooded challenge from the Peterborough left back.
Yeah.
No quarter asked or given.
Not messing around there, was he? I mean, he's had a great game. I mean, everywhere you look, really, Peterborough United players in those blue shirts have had really good performances.
Peterborough fans raise their voices once again for their heroes, who are leading 2-0 with 8 minutes to go. Clara for Birmingham City. Anderson pokes it into the box. Just thumped away. Anywhere will do for Harley Mills. Cleared it all the way over the halfway line. That was just about get it away from my 18-yard box.
Have it. Is that what they say?
Have it.
But yeah, he just boomed it. Look, it's defence v attack at the moment. We're 82.5 minutes in. It's all Birmingham, but they're holding firm.
And Gustav Lindgren's going to be on in a moment for Peterborough. Birmingham trying to attack down the left-hand side. Stansfield works it into the area. The drive comes in, brilliant save, and Stansfield turns in the rebound, but the offside flag is up. It won't count. Jay Stansfield thought he'd half the deficit, but the offside flag denies Birmingham's record signing, and it's instead a free kick to Peterborough United. 7 to go. Birmingham 0, Peterborough 2.
Yeah, heads in hands from the players. We're in the black of Birmingham, and the supporters away to our right. It's good play from Stansfield. He goes past Dornelli. He cuts it back, and the shot is fired at goal, and he is in an offside position as he snaffles the rebound. Jay Stansfield, absolutely the right call from the assistant.
He went down with a bit of cramp there, Stansfield, in the aftermath of that offside flag. But that was the best chance that Birmingham have had in the second half, and it came with an offside decision. There's a blue smoke mon that's on the side of the pitch, just down to our right-hand side, that one of the Birmingham fans has thrown onto the perimeter. Thankfully, the smoke is drifting away from the playing surface, but one or two objects have been thrown onto the field of play, and that is bang out of order.
Yeah, you're going to have a pause in play as that smoke clears. But yeah, look, it was a good save. Second save he's had to make today, Jed Steer, but you know, it fell to Stansfield, who tucked away the rebound really nicely, but yeah, he was clearly a yard, maybe 2 yards offside when the initial shot came in. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's the right decision.
Well, Lindgren is going to come on. He's the other player, along with Wallin, who came in from the Degerfors club in Sweden. So obviously the Peterborough Scouts do a lot of work up there in the North Atlantic.
Yeah, it's interesting that. But yeah, Ricky J. Jones it is that makes way, and wow, he has put in a shift today, hasn't he? He can run all day, and he can run very quickly.
He's nearing 200 appearances for the posh Ricky J. Jones, and he's run his heart out today. Lindgren scored a couple, and they both come in this competition as well. Gustav Lindgren, 23 years of age, and Lukas Jukovic is coming on for Ben Davis as Birmingham put an attacker on for a centre-half, because time is most definitely against Chris Davis's men. So the first Birmingham City player since Paul Furlong to have scored more than 50 goals for the club, Lukas Jukovic, scored against Barnsley in the 6-2 win for his only goal of the season. 71,722 fans inside Wembley, but the vast majority are going to go home disconsolate. Peterborough fans, on the other hand, are getting set to go potty because they lead 2-0 and we're into the last 5 minutes of normal time on Talksport 2. Here is Mark Leonard working the ball back for Cochrane for Birmingham inside his own half. So you've got Stansfield, May and Jutkiewicz all out there trying to affect a Birmingham City comeback, which has not looked likely at any point in this second half, Adrian Clark.
It hasn't, no, they've held firm with a degree of comfort, haven't they? Peterborough United, it's been such a resolute defensive performance. You know, the recent form would have told you they're not capable of this, but they've played above themselves. But at the moment they're having to handle a four-pronged attack. Anderson right, left Stansfield and May and Jutkiewicz down the middle.
Dowell trying to find Anderson, but it was a poor pass, picked off by Otto, trying to release Sissoko, he's a defensive midfielder, but he's playing as the furthest player forward for Peterborough right now. Jutkiewicz, first touch, works it left for Leonard, out to the left wing, and Stansfield going to have a run at Dornelli. Level with the edge of the area, tries to whip a right-footed cross in, well blocked by Dornelli, but it stays in play on the far side of the field. Less than 3 minutes of normal time to go. Birmingham send a ball up to the edge of the Peterborough box, but it's well dealt with, and Fernandez is hurt, having won a header, and he's going to need some treatment from the Peterborough physios. Gives me a chance to remind you of all the live football we've got coming up for you tomorrow on Talksport and Talksport 2. Live games kicking off at 8 o'clock on Talksport exclusively. Bournemouth and Fulham in the Premier League. Our coverage starts at 7 p.m. Meanwhile, here on Talksport 2, Hull City against Coventry in the Championship. Another exclusive on your home with the EFL. We go round the grounds on Tuesday night on Talksport, where our main focus is Aston Villa against Paris Saint-Germain, the second leg at Villa Park. And then on Wednesday, commentaries for you from the Champions League and the Premier League. Real Madrid Arsenal live from the Bernabeu Wednesday night. Arsenal protecting that 3-0 lead, and Newcastle Crystal Palace in the Premier League at the same time on Talksport 2. And then the Europa League quarter-final second legs on Thursday night across the network. Manchester United Lyon on Talksport, Frankfurt against Tottenham on Talksport 2. And that's before we've got into Good Friday and Easter Monday with a whole host of live commentaries for you. Kylian Mbappe's been sent off in La Liga this afternoon against Alaves. Does that mean he's suspended for Wednesday? I don't think so. Just means he's in a bit of a crabby mood, I imagine, ahead of the return. Well, we're still waiting for Fernandez to get treatment, but listen to that noise, Adrian Clark, from the Peterborough fans to their left, getting ready for the party to end all parties.
Yeah, it's a great sight. It's a sight to behold. They are absolutely loving this. And what makes it so special for Posh fans is that they probably didn't expect it. They came here in hope, more than expectation. They probably felt we're going to get battered here today, and they haven't been. They've been outstanding from back to front. It's been a near perfect performance from them. And look, if they are to see this through, then they absolutely deserve it. They have been the better side.
There is going to be a fair old chunk of added time, though, given that we've had players down for cramp and a couple of injuries. And we're still waiting for the 90 to tick round and see what Martin Coy holds up on the board. Fernandez just been helped to his feet. He's going to have to come off to this near side for the time being. Meanwhile, a few instructions being given from the Peterborough coaching staff to Kyprianou to pass on to his teammates. And we will restart with an uncontested drop ball for Peterborough United.
Yeah, they all want to lose Fernandez. He's going to come back on, I'm sure.
11 minutes of minimum stoppage time, which starts now on Talksport 2. 11 minutes. Bit of encouragement for the Birmingham fans to our right. Might jangle a few nerves away to our left in the Peterborough end, but they've got a 2-goal cushion. Change being made by Peterborough meantime, and Jadel Katongo is going to come on for Emmanuel Fernandez. Clearly not fit enough to continue at centre half. So Jadel Katongo, 20 years, another one on loan from the Manchester City Academy. Actually, it's his second season on loan from Pep's Academy to Peterborough.
Well, he's more of a right back, isn't he?
Yes, he is, but he can play centre half, and he has played centre half.
Look, Fernandez was great today, 8 clearances, a couple of interceptions. I mean, the whole back four have made around about 30 clearances between them. They've been so stubborn today, Peterborough United defence.
Back underway on Talksport 2. So we're into that 11 minutes of minimum stoppage time. Peterborough 2-0 up. And Stansfield hares after a ball out to the left-hand side, but Dornelli sticks with him, which is what James Dornelli, this 19-year-old right-back, has done all afternoon, whether he's been up against Anderson or Stansfield. Stood up to the challenge superbly. Dowell tries to flick the ball in field. May hooks it over the halfway line, asking Jutkiewicz to give chase. Katongo gets involved for the first time at the back. May heads it down for Kieran Dowell, who drifts out to the left-hand side. Back to Alfie May, puts in an early cross. Dowell tries to get the flick header on. Katongo defends it well. Dowell back out on the left-hand side, slips and falls, and that allows Peterborough to clear their lines, but it's overhit by Dornelli and out of play for a Birmingham throw. Still nerves abound around Wembley Stadium. 92 gone, 2-0 Peterborough.
Yeah, look, there is time. There's absolutely time here for Birmingham City to score twice and to take us into extra time. That's why it's surprising me how many Birmingham fans have left.
Here's Keshi Anderson laying the ball off to Taylor Gardner-Hickman. First time cross comfortably dealt with at the back for Peterborough by Kyprianou. Volleyed back downfield by Iwata. And now Kyprianou looking to send the ball downfield for Lindgren, and he lays it off neatly to Poku, the pocket rocket, down the right-hand side for Peterborough United. Jockeying, Leonard goes on the outside of him, tries to get the cross in, deflects in the air, and Iwata and Cochrane between them get it clear for Birmingham up to halfway, but that's straight onto the feet of Dornelli.
Really calm. They're staying cool, aren't they? Peterborough United here. They've not been flustered at all in this match, the Posh.
No, and Cochrane, as if to sum up Birmingham's afternoon, can't control the ball sent to him in the left back position, trickled off the underside of his boot and went out to play for a Peterborough throw.
Yeah, this is where they want to be. They can take their time over the throws, and they're just going to play the percentage game here. I would have thought Peterborough to hang on to it for as long as they can.
So 11 minutes have been added on. We've played 3 of those. Birmingham win a throw just shy of the halfway line, and they want to get on with it, and they do. May plays the ball across the halfway line to Dowell. He lays it off to Leonard. Leonard looking to outmuscle a couple of Peterborough players. Finds Anderson. Gardner-Hickman in space on the right-hand side. Plays him in, right-hand corner of the box. The cross is deflected behind by Otto for a Birmingham corner to our right, and they're going to get on with it here.
Yeah, no messing around there. It was Kyprianou, I think, who got back in. Good central midfield player. I think him and Collins haven't had much of the ball today. Kyprianou and Collins, but they have worked really hard. They've been industrious.
Dowell with a corner into the near post. Might drop for Gardner-Hickman, and he drives it way over the top. Just bounced for him 8 yards out. Couldn't get his foot over the ball. Harmlessly over the bar from Peterborough United's point of view, and they have a goal kick. 4 minutes of the minimum 11 have gone. It is still Birmingham 0, Peterborough 2 in the Virtue Trophy final.
Just doesn't feel as if it's going to be Birmingham City's day, does it? I mean, it falls really kindly to Gardner-Hickman, and he just lashes at it. He loses his composure, and it's skied horribly high.
Sandro Tonali's given Newcastle United the lead in Eddie Howe's absence against Manchester United. Jason Tindall in charge today at St James Park. Newcastle 1, Manchester United 0. Jutkiewicz looking for a header downfield, but it's well dealt with at the back by Jadel Katongo up against him. But Birmingham have it back inside their own half. Iwata hits a long ball downfield. Jutkiewicz gets the header down looking for May. Stansfield herring in from the left-hand side of the penalty area. Dornelli defends and puts it out, no nonsense, for a Birmingham throw. 2-0 Peterborough.
I took great responsibility there, Dornelli, because Wallen, who's been really good today, hesitates. He doesn't want to go and defend that. He left it to the youngster, and he had to mop up under pressure.
Clara for Birmingham, just ahead of the centre circle. Gets it back. Driving forward now. Gets past Sissoko. Up to the edge of the area. Flicks it out to Gardner-Hickman, right-hand corner of the box. Anderson on the overlap. It's a poor pass sent into him. And in came Harley Mills. And what a challenge. Putting the ball out of play. No nonsense again for another throw.
Oh, the fans are loving Harley Mills today. Rightly so. What a wholehearted player he is.
Anderson for Birmingham. Whips in a left-footed cross. Good delivery, Jutkiewicz. What a save, Jed Steer. Turning it over the bar for a corner. Jutkiewicz running across the line left to right. Looked to guide it in with his instep. Got the connection, but what a save, Jed Steer. Birmingham corner.
Super instincts from the Peterborough United keeper. It's a fantastic volley from Jutkiewicz. The ball is whipped in at pace. He has no reaction time and he flings his arms in the air, tips it over. Fabulous.
Corner kick for Birmingham City. Leonard to take it. Right-footed in swinger. Up go the heads. Clara's there, and it's gone off for Peterborough. Head has it for another corner. It has on this near side. The seconds tick away. We've played over half of the 11 minutes that have been added on. Another Peterborough player's gone down inside the 6-yard box. So Birmingham won't be able to take this corner just yet. 2-0 Peterborough lead.
Yeah. What's that down there in the box?
Cipriano.
It's Cipriano. Oh, he's some shift today. Cipriano. Yeah, he won't want to come off because they need him out there defending this corner. It's incessant pressure now from Birmingham City.
Dow's going to take it. Left-footed in swinger from the Birmingham City number 30. Clutch of players around the penalty spot, jostling for position. In it comes from Dow, headed across the face of goal, and Steer holds onto it on the goal line. It almost trickled over the goal line, apologetically from the Birmingham point of view, as it came across the face of goal. Steer just plunged to his right and held onto it, and protects Peterborough's clean sheet.
Oh, yeah, nervy moment. First nervy moment for a while, really. Good in-swinger. I think it comes off the back of a Peterborough United player,
I think it came off Donnelly, yeah.
Donnelly. It comes on the back of him and it's rolling into the goal. And the goalkeeper flings himself to his right to fall on the ball.
Tomoki Iwata hooks the ball up to halfway for Birmingham City. Peterborough still holding sway. 97 minutes gone. May brings the ball down and tries to get Stansfield into the game. Wallin just toe-ends it out of play for a throw. Near the corner flag, down the Birmingham City left. Seconds tick away. Throw-in taken quickly. May coming in from the left-hand touchline. Puts a diagonal ball into the box. Headed away by Wallin. Keeping it away from Jutkiewicz. Anderson picks up the loose ball. To his right is Gardner-Hickman. Infield for Clara. He's got to go into the box at some point. Now he finds Anderson. Anderson goes for goal from 25 yards out. And the reaction from the Peterborough fans will tell you exactly what happened with that effort. It wasn't on target, nowhere near. Goal kick Peterborough. They are so nearly there, the Posh.
I think that's the moment where Peterborough United fans can rest easy now. They can enjoy it. That was a really rash effort again. And we've seen two brilliant goals from Peterborough.
Peterborough fans waving to Birmingham fans who have seen enough, and there is a bit more of an exodus away to our right from Birmingham fans who think that the game is up.
Yeah, it's just not their day. Their shooting's been poor. Look at the two goals that Posh scored. Birmingham have not come close to replicating moments of that quality.
Still a couple of minutes of added time to play. Anderson for Birmingham down the right-hand side. Whips a right-footed cross in. Stansfield brings it down. Awkward first touch. Lays it off to Cochrane. Cochrane puts the ball across the face of goal. Otto gets something on it, keeps it away from Anderson, who retrieves it now from the dead ball line. Whips across back in, drops on the 6-yard line, goes wide for a corner kick. Cochrane, I think, might have had the last shot, but Peterborough just decided put it behind for a corner kick, get it away from the goal.
Yeah, is it all Birmingham City? 75% of the possession. In the second half, they've had 77%.
Another corner kick from Dow onto the 6-yard line, drops in the 6-yard line, a brilliant goalkeeping Jed Steer to grab the ball ahead of, I think it was Jutkiewicz, and there's a bit of a pushing and shoving match going on in the 6-yard box because Peterborough players unhappy and how the Birmingham player went in on Jed Steer, and there's still pushing and shoving going on, and the referee's got a lot to sort out here.
Yeah, ugly scenes. Yeah, it's a shame. It is a shame. There's a couple that have really lost their heads here, particularly Birmingham players.
Yeah.
Look, Steer falls on the ball and he definitely gets trodden on or kicked, and I think Peterborough players are within their rights to have a little bit of a moan about that, and then it all tees off, and it's
yellow card for Jutkiewicz for the initial challenge on Steer. Now, is anybody else going to get a yellow card for the afters?
I suspect so.
I think, is Alfie May being called over, or is it a Peterborough player? It is Jadel Katongo that's going to get a yellow card, who, like Jutkiewicz, not long on as a substitute. So, the 11 minutes of minimum added time are done. It is up to referee Ben Speedy how much more we play. Peterborough fans getting ready to celebrate more than they have ever celebrated before at this famous stadium. And they will maintain their unbeaten record at Wembley. It's going to be a free kick for Jed Steer to finally get play back underway. Referee blows his whistle, tells Steer to get play restarted. Smacks it downfield, left-footed. We play on Talksport 2. Iwata brings the ball down for Birmingham, left-hand side, and just fires a Hail Mary downfield. Wallin deals with it, heads it out of play for a throw. Stansfield wants to take it quickly, but he's going to leave it for Alex Cochrane to take instead. Back it goes to Iwata. They're not going for the Peterborough penalty area. They're working it back to halfway. Now it goes down the centre of the pitch from Clara. Jutkiewicz tries to chest it down but can't find a teammate. Anderson trying to pick up the loose ball for Birmingham, right-hand side. Works it infield with a cross up to the edge of the area. Donnelly gets a touch. It's away from Alex Cochrane, and Steer plunges on top of the ball, and that may well be that. 2-0 Peterborough.
Yeah. They've held firm and they deserve all the credit in the world. Peterborough United, this has been a phenomenal collective effort. Every single player has run their legs off to deny Birmingham City quality opportunities. You know, this is a team, a record-breaking team at this level, and they've made them look ordinary today.
Ball's on halfway with Archie Collins for Peterborough, lofting it down the left-hand side. And the full-time whistle goes, and Peterborough United make history by becoming the first team to ever retain the Football League trophy. And in doing so, they down Birmingham City, the League One champions, with a 2-0 victory. They keep their unbeaten record, Peterborough, at Wembley. 2 first-half goals and 2 first-half goals of real quality from Harley Mills, the left back, with a free kick on the quarter hour, and then Hector Cipriano with a wonderful right-footed effort towards the end of the half. I have to tell you, there's not much happiness between the two sets of players. Birmingham players, Anderson, one of them, having to be restrained because there's a lot of arguing between the players out there on the pitch. Not much handshaking going on. But the Peterborough players don't care. They are EFL Trophy champions for a second year in succession. They've now won it 3 times to go level with Bristol City at the top of that particular table, and they totally deserved it this afternoon.
Yeah, outstanding afternoon's work from Peterborough United. They didn't have a lot of the ball, but it didn't matter because their finishing was phenomenal. And their collective off-the-ball work was just perfect, really. It was a real team effort, and Birmingham have not taken defeat well. You know, they're so frustrated with themselves. It's all calmed down now, thankfully, and Peterborough United can go and enjoy the celebrations that they have earned. This was a pleasure to watch, actually, because you saw a group of players that came up with a performance of their lives. Because you've got to put this into context. Birmingham City have 95 points. They are going to be the side with the most amount of points in EFL history this season. I'm pretty sure of that. And they've made them look mediocre. Fantastic.
And so Darren Ferguson becomes the first manager ever to win the EFL trophy 3 times. Huge congratulations to him. He's won it across the generations as well. Peterborough get the 3-peat, their 3rd EFL trophy, and they've held on to it from last season. Huge congratulations to the Posh. They are the winners of the 2025 Virtue Trophy, beating Birmingham City by 2-0.
Ian Danter, thank you very much indeed. The party has started for Peterborough United. They have beaten Birmingham City Incredible scenes as the players celebrate in front of their fans, some fans disbelieving. Such was the task that they had ahead of them at the start of the day. They become the first team to retain the EFL trophy. It means they've still never lost at Wembley. It's 5 wins from 5, and despite a difficult league campaign, they have won the EFL trophy once more. They left everything out on the pitch. Birmingham couldn't really lay a glove, and this was seen as David against Goliath, given the might of Birmingham City. The League One giants, though, have been toppled, and this will go down as one of the greatest days in the history of Peterborough United. Darren Ferguson, once again the mastermind, as the players embrace each other on the pitch. Once again a huge ovation from the Posh supporters as they are announced as the winners. All of the hoardings are being set up for the trophy presentation. But Adrian Clark, what an incredible performance in this final from the Posh.
Yeah, it was amazing. It really was, because it's so unexpected. This is a team that have struggled badly to contain opponents this season. Defensively, they've let in so many goals, Peterborough United. Yet here today, they just defended for their lives, and they didn't have to overly exert themselves because their positioning was great. Their discipline was great. They ran for each other. They covered one another's backs. It was a brilliant team effort, and of course punctuated between the defending was some great attacking threat as well. You know, on the break they looked threatening throughout the game, and they scored 2 quite beautiful goals. It was a wonderful final, I've got to say.
Darren Ferguson waves and salutes those Peterborough supporters, and the players have begun the dancing. They're jumping up and down too. You talk about those goals though, Adrian Clark. Let's go back to that first half where both goals were scored, and start with that free kick from Harley Mills, the academy graduate no less, as we see scenes of a huge flag with Darren Ferguson depicted as the king. He certainly is the king of Peterborough at the moment. But Mills with that free kick. And we spoke before the game about the importance of that first goal for Peterborough United today, because it meant they could cling on to something.
Yeah, and what a moment it was, for not just for Harley Mills, but for all the fans that have come out today to support them. It was just a dreamy free kick. It was top corner, it was unsavable, a dip, bend, so much power on it. It was a glorious effort, and it set the tone, didn't it? It just relaxed them into it. And once they had something to cling on to, the Posh, they were never letting go, were they?
Well, the lead was double, wasn't it, just before half-time? Cipriano with a wonderful finish into the top corner. You know what? He actually sent a message to our very own Adrian Durham this morning, who I'm sure is in that Wembley crowd, bouncing up and down to Free From Desire and watching his team have a party on the pitch as well. But Cipriano messaged Adrian this morning, thanking him for a video message that Adrian sent to all the players that they showed to the team this morning. So of course Mr. Durham will be claiming all credit for this final moment.
I love that. Yeah, I need to see this video. You know, he'll be a cult hero if he isn't already, Mr. Durham. But yeah, well done to him. He'll be absolutely loving it. But well done to Cipriano. It was a great goal. It was again Mills, wasn't it? Down the left-hand side, got to the byline, cut it back well. But there was still a lot for him to do, and he whizzed it into the top corner. Fabulous.
Can I just can I book Tuesday off now? I'm meant to be working at Villa with Adrian Durham and Andy Townsend. I'm not sure I'm going to enjoy my evening.
Well, that's
too much. Hey, look.
Whilst you're here, you know, from a Birmingham perspective today,
not good enough.
Of course, they've wrapped up League One. They are the champions. There's so much that's been great about this season, but they weren't good enough today. They, as I said, they'd hardly laid a glove really, and this will go down as a huge opportunity missed to put some silverware in the cabinet.
Well, quite, and I said this before, but there wasn't a Birmingham fan turning up today blasé about this. A club like Birmingham City that has so few high spots needs to take them when they come along. But Peterborough United absolutely had Birmingham's number from the off. And the point that Adrian made in commentary was very true. I mean, that defensive midfield pair of Archie Collins and Hector Cipriano didn't have a lot of the ball. It wasn't like they were winning the midfield battle, but they just managed to resist. They just managed to keep Birmingham at arm's length very, very cleverly. Both fullbacks, Dornelli worked so hard, and Harley Mills, as a former Villa Academy lad, he'll have enjoyed that so much this afternoon. The Birmingham players are just making their way up to get their losers' medals. I can just see Adrian down there by the advertising hoardings at the foot of the pitch. I've spotted Adrian Durham. I've got a funny feeling he's going to make his way up here in a bit. He might want to have words.
I'm sure you'll go into hiding when that does happen, Ian Dante. And as you mentioned there, the Birmingham City players making the walk that no footballer wants to make up to get their runner-up medals. And there were players on their haunches at full time. You could see the frustration spilling over too, because Peterborough made it so difficult for them. And
well, that's no excuse for what they did. No excuse for that sort of behaviour at full time. You know, we saw Chris Wilder yesterday for Sheffield United admonishing Plymouth players for celebrating what was a vital 3 points for Argyle. Why? Did he not realise how significant it was for Peterborough? And Birmingham players should realise how significant this result is for Peterborough United. It's two teams trying to win a final here, and one of them's just retained it.
Yeah, no, I think they let themselves down. Birmingham players really with the behaviour. It was unnecessary, and you know, you've got to be good losers as well. And I don't think they particularly were here today. It was quite an ugly scene at the end of the game. Yeah, there's a crushing disappointment, of course it is, but look, they've won the title. It's still been a season to remember for them. But
I think that's a very interesting thing for Chris Davies to look at today. I think that's, you know, you could argue it might be a bit after the Lord Mayor's show, after winning at Peterborough on Tuesday. They're just having a conversation with Tom Wagner and Tom Brady. Tom Wagner's just talking to the players on the balcony above us. We're in the lower tier here, and Tom Wagner is just addressing the Birmingham players. Now, Tom Wagner's a very positive man, the Birmingham owner, and I'm sure it'll be a message of encouragement rather than admonishment. But nevertheless, he's telling them what he thinks.
I've never seen this before. I've never seen this. In the Royal Box, you got the owner of the club, you know, having a team talk basically with the squad. He's probably saying, look, today was an off day, but you've been fantastic for us. Be proud of what you've achieved this season. But yeah, that is a very, very unusual sight.
That talk there from Wagner, all going on whilst Posh are waiting to go up and
I was going to say, come on, get on with it. Yeah, we want to lift the trophy.
Yeah.
But the Birmingham players now are exiting stage left.
Well, they're literally just a couple of yards to our right, aren't they now, as they come down the stairs. You know, they look really fed up, but they can be proud of their efforts throughout this season. And now it's all about going and trying to break records, trying to make history in a different way. Today was not their day, but this has been their season.
Yep, just making their way past our commentary position. Lukas Jutkovic just ruffling Alfie May's hair there, Ollie, just as if to say, don't worry, there'll be other times. But now it's Peterborough's turn.
Yeah, the winners making their way up that famous walk to lift a trophy that they have retained, a record-equalling third EFL trophy for Peterborough United. To take you through it all is Ian Dante.
So the three-peat has been achieved by the Posh. Barry Fry will be a very, very happy man seeing this result. And the players are just heading up the far staircase away from us, led by their captain Hector Cipriano, who scored that sumptuous second to put the seal on the victory. That was what it was at half-time, and that's how things stayed. And the Birmingham players are now amassing on the pitch. Chris Davies wants them to see the opposition lifting the trophy. Barry Fry waits on the gantry. I'm sure he'll have a special hug for each and every one of his Posh players as they walk up to receive their medals. Darren Ferguson now has won it 3 times as a manager, won it as a player as a Wrexham player back in 2005 when they beat Southend 2-0. That wasn't here, that was at Cardiff's Millennium Stadium whilst Wembley was being rebuilt. And now he's led Posh to 4 of their 6 Wembley visits.
Yeah, it's remarkable. It is amazing. He's just made for the club. It's a good working relationship with the owner, and yeah, look, they've had so many great memories. It's about making memories, isn't it? Getting to these showpiece events, and they've got so many happy memories from Wembley.
And now they make their way up to the staircase just to our right to take the acclaim. Birmingham players and coaching staff with their applause down on the pitch for those that have vanquished them. Jed Steer, former Villa keeper, delighted to receive a winner's medal against the side from the other side of the city. Lindgren gets his medal. There'll be a special cheer, of course, for Harley Mills when he gets his. Malik Mothersill, who worked so hard for Posh this afternoon in that number 10 role that he's made his own. And they're all starting to gather around the trophy. And Barry Fry slapping each and every one of those players on the back. Darren McAntony, the owner there as well. A Talksport regular. Vindication for his policy of bringing in youth, blooding them early and making it work. And he's got a hug for each and every one. James Donnelly did a really good job at right back today for Posh. And there's barely any room for any more Peterborough players up there. Darren McAntony can't reach across to shake some of the players' hands. And we're waiting for the trophy to be offered. There's that wonderful flag of Darren Ferguson depicted as king. Yeah. And I think he could probably drive sheep across the Peterborough Bridge if he wanted to at this point. But up goes the trophy, held aloft by Hector Cipriano, and Peterborough United have retained the Virtue Trophy in 2025, beating Birmingham City by 2-0, and they have now won this trophy, a record equalling 3rd time. Huge congratulations to Darren McAntony, Barry Fry, Darren Ferguson, and all the Peterborough players who have totally deserved this win and the celebrations that will come with it.
A special day for Peterborough United as each of their players get a go at lifting that trophy. And Adrian Clark, it is fully deserved, as Dance says. And what an achievement for Darren Ferguson as a manager.
Yeah.
So synonymous with this club, of course, but a 3rd EFL trophy, a record equalling EFL trophy too.
And not every manager takes this competition as seriously as they should, but he does. And he's got so much reward and created so many happy memories for Peterborough United and their supporters by doing so. I like Darren Ferguson's teams because they're so attack-minded. They always want to go out there and score goals. They want to win games. They never play for a draw, the Posh. And today, they took responsibility and they went for it. And yeah, of course they had to do a lot of defending. But when they attacked with real purpose, didn't they? And they got their rewards for it. All you can ask for as a manager of your players is can you deliver in the biggest games? Can you turn up when I really need you to? And they have. Today, every single player that stepped onto that pitch stepped up for the badge today, and they should feel incredibly proud. They've beaten a team that's pretty much got double the number of points that they have. And they've beaten them easily.
And Adrian, actually, when you look at the context of the league campaigns of both teams, when you look at Peterborough's league campaign, which has been so disappointing given where they've been in the last couple of seasons, pushing for those playoffs, this time around in a relegation battle, it makes a day like today, I think, even more special.
Yeah, it's been a horrible season by Peterborough United's standards in the league. They've been way off it, way below what they're capable of. But they've made amends today. They've absolutely made amends, and this season now will go down in Posh folklore as one to remember, because they've delivered silverware, and let's be honest, silverware does not come around too often.
They just gave the trophy to Barry Fry and Darren McAntony. That was the cheer you heard, because all the players have had a go. But Bazza Couldn't wait to get his hands on it.
Love that.
Get that trophy in the air.
I think he swore as he lifted it in the air. I think he might have done.
Luckily our mics didn't pick that up, which is very fortunate indeed, but he is there, arms aloft. He's been at the club for 30 long years. It was labelled by some this game as the Barry Fry derby, given his links with Birmingham City, but he was very much on the posh side, wanted them to lift it. He slaps the back of Hector Cipriano, who makes his way off with that trophy as they head down the steps right next to us. The flag once again in that Peterborough end of Darren Ferguson, who has the medal round his neck, suited and booted today. He turned up for this occasion, and so did his team, and you can hear the fans and the players singing as they make their way down back to the pitch to party. Huge hordes of Peterborough fans still in here, enjoying that trophy lift, enjoying every single moment and soaking it all up.
Ollie, I can see Adrian Durham waiting at the bottom of the stairs from where the Peterborough players are about to walk down.
And I bet you, Dance, he has got the biggest grin on his face.
Yeah, he looks quite happy, in fairness. His son's there, his wife is there. And
Yeah,
Hector Cipriano is making his way down the steps first, with trophy in hand.
He's got a good seat, didn't he?
He's got a very good seat.
Good seat, right behind the dugout.
Well, I tell you what might add insult to injury. I'm led to believe that it was Birmingham City fan, Mr. Troy Deeney, who helped him secure those seats. So I'm sure there'll be a big thank you in the post for Mr. Deeney, who is also watching on from the sideline.
Adrian's just shook hands with Hector Cipriano. You mentioned that message that he sent, and Adrian quick to applaud them all as they come downstairs.
And I'm sure he reminded him of that video message instantly as well as the winning moment. What a brilliant day for Mr. Peterborough himself, Adrian Durham, and what a day for the club itself. Adrian Clark, what are your final thoughts as Peterborough head across to do their second trophy lift?
I'm so happy that I was here to see this game. It was a great final. It's a true underdog story. It's David v. Goliath. They have worked so hard as a collective today, Peterborough United, to get their hands on silverware. They've beaten, an all-time great League One side, and they've beaten them through sheer willpower and also 2 moments of outstanding quality. We've been treated to 2 gorgeous goals, and I'm really happy for everyone associated with Peterborough United. Congratulations.
Well, the Peterborough United fans love to sing. If you've never lost at Wembley, clap your hands. They will be singing that long into the night. They are the champions today. Adrian Clark, Ian Danter, thank you very much indeed. Superb as always. Don't forget, tomorrow live here on Talksport 2, exclusive championship commentary. It's Hull City against Coventry City. Hugh Woozencroft will be there. There's commentary from Mark Wilson and the former Scotland striker Chris Iwelumo. And the final word phone-in with Majestic and Alan Pardew gets underway from 6:30 as Peterborough lift the cup once more, this time on the Wembley pitch. The pyrotechnics fly into the air behind them. The colourful streamers, gold and silver, come down over their heads and onto the pitch. They will party long into the night. If you want to get your calls in to reflect on what's happened here at Wembley, 0371722 3344 over on Talksport. That's the number to dial. You can also send a voice note via WhatsApp to that very same number to get in touch. Thank you very much for your company this afternoon. Coming up next here on Talksport 2, it's an episode of the William Hill Sports Book Club.
Welcome to Wembley Stadium with 2 teams clashing in this EFL trophy final. It's going to be Harley Mills, who took over from Harrison Burrows last year. Goes for goal, finds the goal! Oh, what a hit! Harley Mills puts the push ahead!
This is in the postage stamp, top corner. It's got whip on it, it's got bend, it's got dip. He's got everything you need.
Mills going ahead of him down the left-hand side, level with the area, whips an early crossing just behind Peterborough players. Cipriano! Oh, what a goal! What a stunner from Hector the Protector! And the full-time whistle goes, and Peterborough United make history by becoming the first team to ever retain the Football League trophy. And in doing so, they down Birmingham City, the League One champions, with a 2-0 victory.